this job. We fight for as many people as we can. Sometimes, people are afraid to fight the insurance companies. That's why I'm here. Injured on the go, just call Mo. Mo DeWitt. Offices, Orlando and Tampa.
At Sunbelt Rentals, tools rule. They also clean and cut, chip and chop. They construct and destruct, help you climb up high and dig down deep. We rent tools that do so much for those with so much to do. The right size tools for your size jobs, and the expertise to help you rent the perfect one every single time. So next time you need a tool that nails, screws, paints, or polishes, rent in-store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
You know what they say, new year, new you. Lean into that freshness with Pollo Tropical and start the year on the right note with our all-new Churrasco Steak Bowl. It's a refreshing combination of crisp lettuce topped with our Fiesta bean mix, tomatoes, cheese, and avocado slices. We finish it off with our perfectly grilled churrasco steak and our homemade chimichurri. Can you hear that? The Churrasco Steak Bowl. It's as fresh as it sounds, only at Pollo Tropical.
Hey, Jim here for my friends at Solar Bear. In Orlando last year, 3 different utility rate increases, and they're meeting regarding another. Stop going along with these rate increases. Now is the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. These guys can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state, locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate and check it out right now. 0 down, 0% interest, and no payment for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill. Say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Thank you for calling Navy Federal Credit Union. How can I help you?
Hi, if I'm in the Army, not in the Navy, am I still eligible for membership?
Yes, you are.
What about my sister in the Air Force?
Her too.
And my dad's a Marine.
We serve all branches of the military, veterans, and their families.
My dog is a retired military working dog.
I'll see what I can do.
Find out if you're eligible at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Checkers $5 meal deal is for people who know what it's like to stretch. Every dollar. Ooh. Before you pull a hammy, get to Checkers and feast on our $5 meal deal. Fill up on a fully dressed Checker burger or Fried Lovers burger, plus 8-piece white meat chicken bites, Checkers oh-so-famous seasoned fries, and a 16-ounce drink. Oh, mama, that's a lot for just $5. The Checkers $5 meal deal. Woo. No stretch required.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it deeply, and we do have a good program for you. A lot of stuff happening today.
You sound surprised by that.
Hey, I say it every day, but now I mean it.
I'm a little surprised.
Well, God, I'm not sure about tomorrow. This thing today is crazy. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there. Deb's Woke News will do that here in just a few minutes. Animal House at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Central Florida Zoo dropping by. Our buddies Gifu Jennings and Amanda Moser are going to come by. 5 o'clock hour, we'll have Scott Maxwell talking about our friend Harvey Massey, the late great philanthropist and businessman here in Central Florida. Plus, we have trivia in a 6 o'clock hour. Instead of Ross Thoughts, or during Ross Thoughts, we'll interview Nikki Glaser, who's going to be here February 4th. That's this Saturday night, right there at Hard Rock Live. Get your tickets right there at Ticketmaster. Plus, we'll do your calls, last calls, topics, talkbacks, all that fun stuff. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Brown.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
Nobody's perfect.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Find us easily on social media. That's Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, you can find us every day, all day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you find the blogs, the What You Do That's News, the Ross Thoughts. All the stuff is there. Animal House is broken out as well. Check is your 3 o'clock keyword, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm, send that off, and maybe you can win $1,000. Remember, you have to keep your phone near you if you are playing the game.
And you're going to want to watch us at 4 o'clock for Animal House because the folks at the Central Florida Zoo are bringing in a prehensile-tailed skink.
Very cool.
Named P.T. Cruiser.
And you can check that out. Just go to my JimColbertLive.com and click right through to the YouTube channel.
What a car.
Everybody, what? A car?
Yeah. What a car.
What's a car? What are you talking about,
The
buddy?
skink is a car.
Is it?
It's called a PT Cruiser.
Oh, the Cruiser. Yeah, that's an all-timer.
What a vehicle.
I wanted one of those at one point.
Do you guys realize that if you play bingo, you have to own one?
By law.
I almost fell for that.
That is
so gullible.
I delivered that too good.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, man. It's they're coming by. The skink. Now, what's the difference between a skink, a newt, and just a regular like a knoll or a lizard? Do you know the difference?
I do not know the difference. I know.
Great question for our friends from the Central Florida Zoo.
It
I feel like
is.
waiting, Jack.
And
How about
hopefully
that?
they're listening, so they'll know. That'll be one right off rip we're going to want to ask.
They're different animals.
Nikki Glaser will be calling us today. Is it Glaser or Glazer?
I think it's Glaser, like laser.
Oh, there you go. Calling us today at 6 o'clock. Heard her interview with Tom and Dan, I think, yesterday on the way home. She's a really fun chick. I mean, she's a chick. There's nothing wrong with saying. I don't even think she would have a problem with saying she's a chick.
Is that the first question?
I
No,
would
it's
think
not.
I would preference it with a cool chick.
Yeah, I know. She's super cool. I mean, she's down as a kid.
I feel like that's redundant, though, because chicks are cool.
Yeah, chicks are cool. I agree with that. That's what makes them chicks, right?
Well, it's
Part
hard
of
to
it.
say because not every guy who uses the word chick is telling you you're cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, but I do believe, like, it's definitely not broad. Because if you're a broad, you're kind of brassy.
Hi, I'm right over here.
Yeah, you're kind of brassy. Yeah. You know, just kind of,
I'm a dude, a chick, and a broad.
No, you're not a dude. Get out of here.
I'm very dude-like.
But there's ladies. You're definitely not that.
She's more dude than lady.
I am definitely more dude than lady.
We can rule that one right on out.
Right.
But she's had an interesting
You're
career.
welcome.
An interesting career. You know, started grinding at like 18 years old, doing it, and now here in her late 30s and still crushing it, and really has kind of paved her own roads. It's a really impressive story.
I think it's what's fascinating is she has a literature degree.
She does.
From Kansas State University, and it's like, how?
You know, I do have an interesting question for her because not many women deal with what she's dealt with over life, and it's nothing nefarious at all. But my daughter I have a daughter that deals with this as well, and I'm interested to hear how she dealt with it as a kid.
I have a feeling.
Yeah, maybe so. All right,
Okay.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Dr. Phil announced he's ending his show.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? Were you ever a doctor? Did you ever even watch one episode of Dr. Phil?
No.
Yeah, not in my wheelhouse either. I think that's pretty much the daytime game show crowd.
Yeah, I've seen an episode.
Right.
I did not know he was ending a show till right now.
Yeah. I guess he finally decides after 20 seasons he's cashed enough checks and he's saved enough money. Boy, you got to tell you, in the world of spinoff success, he's got to be one of the all-timers, right? I mean, you talk about him and Oz. I mean, Oprah had a factory of weirdos over there. She was just cranking them out one after the next because he's an Oprah product. So is Oz, right?
Yeah. Although she'd prefer you not mention that one.
Who's bigger, Oz or Phil?
Phil.
Like, you think he's got the bigger presence, even with the campaign running nationally?
Yeah, but that showed that he didn't have the.
Yeah, Dr. Oz did have a show. It didn't have the impact as Phil, because Phil had that thing where he just had that Texas thing where he felt like it was just like you could just tell him anything, you know? Oh, you could just tell, hey, Ross, I know you got a problem with your father and stuff, but you can just open up with me, son. I'm not here to judge nothing.
I hope Dr. Phil keeps tossing out rap careers.
What do you mean?
He made that Bad Barbie girl.
Oh, did he really? That's right. That was on his show.
That was on his show.
Danielle.
Cash Me Outside.
Yeah, and it completely backfired.
Yeah, because she.
I mean, I guess in some eyes it backfired, but in a lot of eyes, hers, that it worked out tremendously.
Well, yeah, that is interesting how you would consider that a backfire. Obviously, he didn't bring her own on there to have her say something so crazy and be so disrespectful and have that turn into a career that makes her a multimillionaire, which she is a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
Bad Baby, right?
Yeah, something like that. Bad Bar. I don't
think
know.
it's Bad Baby.
I've listened to like 2 songs.
Oh, it's terrible.
I kind of disagree.
You like it?
Well, I mean, I didn't mind it. It's rap. It's just a lot of production. The beat was good.
But that's what it is, right? They found her as a personality, and we've learned through watching and I'm not taking anything away from beat makers for sure, but hip hop artists will have somebody to latch on to create beats. I mean, Timbaland was one of those people. Pharrell's been one of those people. There have been a number of them. Swizz Beatz is one of those people, and then hip hop guys will find beats based from those people and then work with them and create songs. So the artist comes in, the rapper, and just lays down the lyrics over a beat that exists. So she would have a production team just punching her into songs that are ready to go.
But I would
it's
say
the same thing with pop artists, though.
I would say it definitely backfired in more eyes than not, because she's on the show talking about her attitude and
and how disrespectful she is to her parents and her mom.
And then it was accepted and then celebrated and raised up.
I don't know about well, you have to say accepted, don't you? Because there's really no other way to say it.
She turned that vibe, that personality, that persona into a multi-million-dollar career.
And if she did she make it? It's on OnlyFans is where she really made the money, though, right? It's not her hip hop career that's really paying for everything, is it?
Does it matter?
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of it does. I mean,
still the end result is this happened because of Dr. Phil.
Yeah, there's no question. Her appearance on the show, I don't think Phil engineered it to, hey, let's take this horrible human being with a 3rd grade education and turn her into a multimillionaire.
Which is why I think Ross would classify it as backfiring.
Yeah, maybe so. All right, 407-916-1041. Yeah, he is ending his career. She signed, by the way, this girl signed a multi-million-dollar record contract.
Boom.
16.3 million followers on Instagram.
What's her name?
7.6 on YouTube. 1.3 billion YouTube views.
Was this Bad Bobby?
Bad Baby. Her name is Danielle.
Like Bergoli?
Yeah, something like that. Bergoli. Bregoli. Nailed it. Buzzer. Ding.
But yeah, what?
Ding. She was 14 years old when that happened.
Yeah.
Net worth?
14 years old. I'm looking for, oh my God.
50 million?
I just saw it.
Oh, okay.
That's so gross.
Would you consider it a backfire now?
I mean, it was a backfire before, son. I didn't, I don't think you should be rewarded for acting like a complete douchebag. It happens all the time. Is that accurate?
I don't know. $20 million.
$20 million.
For celebrity net worth.
$20 million. And you can find hip hop artists that have been making records for years that aren't worth that much money.
Well, wait, where did you, because I see that she's sitting on a $50 million fortune, and this is, excuse me, from Newsweek, April of 2022.
That rag.
Well, either way, Phil's done. He's ending it. And God bless him. Move on.
And for those who don't know, apparently she did not appear on a show as a future aspiring rapper. From what I'm understanding, it was a 2016 episode titled, quote, "I want to give up my car-stealing, knife-wielding, twerking 13-year-old daughter who tried to frame me for a crime," end quote. And now, hey, that's punishment. Here's $50 million, young lady. I hope you learned your lesson.
Yeah. Cash me outside. She did. She cashed it.
She sure did.
She cashed it everywhere it can be cashed. Outside, inside, on the moon. It's all cashed. All right, 407-916-1041. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, by the way. Netflix finally released the way that they are going to maintain your
password stealing?
Yeah, stop you from sharing your password. Did you guys see that, by the way?
Not yet.
How they're going to do it?
Nope.
Is it IP address?
It is. I think it's based on your known location or known home location. So if your home is at your address and that's where you log in from, so I guess it would be your IP address. When you log in from that, and you call that your home. If you don't log in on your account from that address, it is invalid. So,
so I can't use it like at work. I can't if I'm traveling. I can't use my Netflix account.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on, Jimmy.
I don't know how that works.
Fix this.
I don't know how that works. But they did announce it. They're very proud of it, by the way. You're not stealing our $3.99 anymore. Times what? 30 million.
I'm
whatever.
sorry. Find it for $3.99.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's $19.99.
No, the extra add-on I think is going to be $3 or $4, right?
Oh.
So if I add you as a user, I think it's extra $4 a month or something.
Oh, scary.
Yeah.
I was afraid that I was about to ask you how much a box of Cheerios costs.
All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, what's coming up for news?
The funeral for Tyree Nichols is happening in Memphis. A state representative seeks a TikTok ban here in Florida, and a 6-year-old orders a whole lot of food on Grubhub. Oh yeah,
somebody didn't lock their phone.
It's enough to make your stomach cramp, and
All right,
we're going to
good.
tell you just how much and more coming up next during Woke News.
All right, you got it. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 3 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away. Maybe you'll win $1,000. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Need to hear someone else's opinions before reconciling your own internal phobias? We got you, fam. Hey, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Serious accident eastbound along I-4 approaching State Road 46 currently has all eastbound travel lanes blocked. This is involving an overturned vehicle. Fire rescue is blocking all eastbound lanes of I-4 approaching State Road 46. Stop and go traffic westbound I-4 a little west of Lake Mary Boulevard with an earlier accident. And delays building southbound along Markham Woods Road approaching 434. See a traffic problem? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa is bringing brisket back in a big way. Try it in a sandwich, bowl, or a panini. Brisket just got better at Wawa.
Man, Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to set up the perfect place outside to cozy up with your friends and family while the nice weather here is on. It's nice and cool, perfect to do that. How about set up with a solo stove, smokeless fire pit for keeping warm, and perfect for making s'mores? You can do that with a polywood Adirondack chair, perfect to gather around that fire pit, made to withstand the elements without breaking or fading. But you can't forget the grill, and of course, we've known for years, Tools Ace has the best brands and grills out there. Weber, including that Genesis series, Big Green Egg in all sizes, Traeger and Napoleon grills, and even better, you can get all of this assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture at one of their 12 Central Florida locations or online at acehardware.com. Don't forget Uni pizza ovens as well. So awesome. You'll love Tools. It is the backyard place.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Wassey's Meat Market for the lowest price on a Big Green Egg.
Thank you for calling Navy Federal Credit Union. How can I help you?
Hi, if I'm in the Army, not in the Navy, am I still eligible for membership?
Yes, you are.
What about my sister in the Air Force?
Her too.
And my dad's a Marine.
We serve all branches of the military, veterans, and their families.
My dog is a retired military working dog.
I'll see what I can do.
Find out if you're eligible at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trendley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helped you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-786-9014. That's 800-786-9014.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nuh-uh. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Orlando area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Office in Orlando. Online at CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Ever wonder how much pepperoni is too much? Ha, me neither. But if there is a limit, Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes it. It's loaded with classic and crispy old world pepperoni, those 3 fresh, melty signature cheeses, and savory Parmesan seasoning. Right now, a large is just $9.99. So I'm gonna push my limit on how much pizza I can eat in one sitting. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Limited time only. Participation may vary. Additional restrictions may apply while supplies last.
Follow the Bible in a Year with Jack Graham podcast today. Begin your New Year's resolution with the Bible and see why millions have already started Bible in a Year with Jack Graham.
This podcast was created to help you solidify your faith as you experience the story of the Bible through live action recordings and emotional orchestral music.
Listen to Bible in a Year with Jack Graham on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio.
Get an encore, do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday. Man, it's gorgeous outside, a little warm.
Yeah.
Not bad for a first day of February. Be sure to go over to realradio.fm and enter the word check. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck on winning that $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole word.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, woke news brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. The funeral for Tyree Nichols is underway in Tennessee. It's taking place at Mississippi Boulevard Christian Church in Memphis, and one of the first things shown at the service was a photo montage of Nichols. Reverend Al Sharpton is delivering the eulogy, while civil rights attorney Ben Crump is sharing a call to action. Funeral was delayed by several hours by that winter weather that, of course, is smacking most of the country. It just happens to be that Florida is the nice warm spot right now. Nichols died 3 days after a confrontation with police during a traffic stop, which left him severely injured, and he ultimately died from his injuries. Back home in the Sunshine State, a special session is expected soon, like in the next week or two, to discuss the future of Disney's Reedy Creek Improvement District. The press office of Governor Ron DeSantis released a statement last night confirming that he anticipates the meeting to take place next week. The governor has pushed lawmakers to end the existence of the district after Walt Disney World spoke out against the state's parental rights and education law. Reedy Creek allows Walt Disney World to operate as its own government throughout its property. DeSantis signed legislation that would abolish the district in April. However, it's up to the state to decide what to do next, including with all that debt, the bonds, everything else that,
This doesn't sound punitive.
No, not at all. This is a First Amendment state, damn it, Jack.
Watch yourself.
Marco Rubio, I think this is a good idea, backs a bipartisan effort designed to help Americans find good-paying jobs. So Senator Rubio yesterday co-sponsored the Jobs Act that was reintroduced by Virginia Democrat Tim Kaine and Indiana Republican Mike Braun. Now, the bill would allow Pell Grants to be used for high-quality, short-term job training programs. Because right now, Pell Grants can only be used at 2- or 4-year colleges or universities. So now if this law passes, you'd be able to take that Pell Grant and maybe learn how to become a welder or
there you go.
Take it into one of these other trades that's just booming and looking for people left and right. But if it's limiting you to be able to pay for that kind of schooling,
that's right.
This could end up helping out. So that would be a great thing. Absolutely. Speaking of college, the big story I've noticed around the country with the big cable networks is the AP African Americans course. But I wouldn't be surprised if this next story starts to gain some national traction, because a Sarasota college is getting new leadership following a heated meeting last night. The Board of Trustees voted to fire President Patricia Oker and replaced her with former Florida Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran, who will take over as interim president next month. Now, the move comes after Governor Ron DeSantis replaced 6 board members.
Whoop.
He also held an event in Bradenton yesterday saying New College was failing at its mission by teaching critical race theory and gender ideology. Oker apologized to students last night, calling the situation a hostile takeover.
Wow.
May not be the first college we're going to see this happening in the state of Florida. Meanwhile, for parents of young kids, open enrollment is underway for Florida's prepaid college tuition program. Under the program, families can lock in tuition rates and prepay future costs for college. Plans start at just $45 a month. Registration runs through April. A school principal in Osceola County is accused of keying someone's SUV.
This is unreal, man.
My favorite is the quote of, "Just how much trouble am I in?"
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter the trouble, dummy.
Well, St. Cloud High School principal Nate Fancher was arrested yesterday for criminal mischief. The sheriff's office says the 48-year-old was seen on surveillance footage keying a Toyota 4Runner in a Publix parking lot on 13th Street last week. Now, the SUV owner told police that Fancher caused over $3,700 worth of damage. School officials say Fancher is on administrative leave while the legal process plays out.
Absolutely.
Do we know why he keyed this guy?
That's what I'm saying. Is I don't even know what it was about. It couldn't have been just random. Could you imagine how maniacal that would be if you were just walking through a parking lot keying cars?
Or road rage could have cut him off on his way into the grocery store.
I thought it was an argument in the grocery store.
I didn't see that part of it.
I'm not sure how he knew what car it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just, sometimes you got to trust your gut.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. When it comes to vandalism.
Yeah, he looks like he would drive that.
Yeah.
All right, the governor is also releasing his proposed fiscal year 2023-2024 budget. Speaking today at the Florida State Capitol, DeSantis unveiled the so-called Framework for Freedom state budget totaling $114.8 billion. DeSantis says the spending plan continues his commitment to Florida's K-12 students, parents, and teachers, environmental resources, and law enforcement while maintaining healthy reserves. He's also proposing $2 billion in tax relief for Floridians, including a permanent sales tax exemption on gas stoves.
Oh, God.
For $7 million.
There you go.
Here, boy. Here, boy. And then I guess the gloves are coming off. Former President Trump is calling Governor Ron DeSantis a, quote, rhino globalist. For those who don't know, rhino...
That sounds badass.
Yeah, it does.
Rhino stands for Republican in name only. Trump made that claim.
Wow. So now DeSantis is a rhino?
Well, hang on. Trump made that claim about his potential 2024 White House rival on Truth Social. He added the governor, quote, loved the COVID vaccines and wasted big money on testing, end quote.
Wow, man. Unbelievable. I think DeSantis finally shot back a little bit. Did you hear that one?
No.
So I guess finally shot back, and he said one little thing about I win elections, or at least I got reelected or something like that, or I got reelected. And he did it in the context of saying I can still do things for my state because I got reelected.
Right.
And that's the only shot that's come out of that office so far. By design, by the way.
By design, because, the midterm losses were so miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of social media, a proposed Florida bill would ban those with at least government-issued cell phones and other devices from downloading TikTok.
What?
State Representative Caroline Amnesty introduced the measure in light of what she called warnings from national security agencies that China likely uses TikTok to spy on Americans. The measure applies to devices issued by state, local, and regional government agencies. Jimmy, you've talked about your daughter in the military being told that they cannot have TikTok. Now, is that on their personal phones or is that military-issued phones?
I think any phone that comes into
a military installation.
Into the installation. So I think she has to leave her phone in the car when she goes to work. I don't believe she can bring it in.
Wow. Okay.
Which means there's someone's job is going, do you have TikTok?
Yeah.
Let me see your phone.
Yeah, I guess, man. I don't know how they do that. I don't know if they screen for it or not.
Well, TikTok is banned on federally issued devices under a measure approved by Congress in December. We'll let you know how that turns out. All right, leaders in Mount Dora are planning to meet with the state over that bad odor throughout the city. Residents have complained for weeks about the smell, calling it unbearable and toxic. The city has been trying to figure out whether the stench is from a nearby landfill, a water treatment plant.
Do you smell it, Deb?
I do.
You do?
I do, but not as bad as like folks near Sullivan Ranch, which their area is closer to the water treatment plant.
Right, yeah.
I've always thought it was a mushroom farm because, Mount Dora is kind of surrounded by a lot of agricultural area. And if you've ever smelled a mushroom farm, the fertilizer they have to put on mushrooms will.
Whoop-oo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It'll bend at your knees.
So
it's a yummy.
So are they saying the cause is the water treatment plant, or do we know?
That's what the assumption is. It's that it's a landfill and a water treatment plant, and they have electronic sniffers that they've put out around the city to try and collect exactly what odors that they're actually releasing so they can figure out who's responsible for it.
Wow.
Local officials are scheduled to meet with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection tomorrow to helpfully get more answers. I noticed that, it's not a problem. It stinks when you're on your way home because I drive with my car windows open.
Yeah.
But I told Chris today, I said, there was one day like last year when it woke me up.
Woke you up?
Woke me up.
Oh, my
Meaning
God.
it had seeped into the house.
Oh.
And I remember waking up and going, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. This is going to change everything if we have to live with this stink inside our house.
I told you cats to use the box.
And then imagine reselling that house or trying
exactly.
to.
Exactly.
I think it smells like a lobbyist or some sort of secret prevailing. There is no way you can convince me that somebody of power doesn't know where the smell is coming from.
Oh, there's no way they don't. I mean, look, if it's that overwhelming, it's that much easier to find. They know where it is.
Well, it's
electronic
landfill.
sniffers?
Yeah, it's landfills.
Talked about this last week.
There's a cannabis dispensary that does their that has that skunky pot smell in one part of Mount Dora. That's what they're dealing with.
Yeah, but that's not what that's not ruining your day.
Yeah. Are they complaining? I'd like to know.
Yes, they're very much complaining.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that in your house, weed has never woken woken anybody up.
Well,
it had the opposite effect.
I don't know. That first burn, Anyway.
Right? Am I crazy? Like, am I borderline conspiracy theorist here?
We said this last week. We're like, well, somebody knows the answer because it's a small town and there aren't many places that can create a smell that overwhelms a city.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't work like that.
Well, there's at least 3 or 4. So now they're trying to because it's a lot of money for whomever is going to be laid the blame at their feet to fix this. So everyone's trying to kick the can and go, no, it's not us. It's the cannabis. No, it's not us. It's the wastewater treatment plant. No, it's not us. It's the landfill.
Sounds like 20 employees in an afternoon can figure this out. Nope, doesn't smell like poop here. Next block.
Yeah.
Nope.
This weekend, enjoy the Mount Dora Art and Fart Festival.
Watercolor. Oil paint. All right, let's move forward. I'll keep doing it.
Are
if
you
don't.
sure?
Yeah, I won't
Are
doubt
you done? Would you like to
I'm
get a
trying-
little bit more out of your system?
I think
so
you'd
to
rather
speak?
interrupt you with the future ones.
I'd rather repulse Ross. It's fun watching.
Yeah, no, the only reason why I'm repulsed is because I remember day one of getting this job. You gave me one rule. No fart stuff.
Yeah, no fart stuff.
That's me going,
That's
what do I do?
That's 100% true, but you have to admit, we've only done it twice now in 3 years. I did it a couple days in a row.
Yeah. And the only
And it was
person to
fun.
do it is Jim.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll still abide by that rule.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll try my best.
I love folks texted us at 77031 and said, dirty deeds, dung dirt cheap.
Oh,
come on now. That's good.
Got it.
Come on. Give them some love. Okay. Our fans around the country and the world are getting ready, including our very own Jack Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah.
To see Bruce Springsteen.
Got it.
This comes as his tour kicks off tonight in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he'll be in many major cities across the U.S. before he heads overseas. The cities he visits include Atlanta, Houston, Seattle, Denver, Philadelphia, and our own Orlando.
Yeah, it's Sunday night, Orlando.
Sunday night. Wow. I thought you were going to 2 shows this.
I am. I'm also going to Greensboro, North Carolina in March.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a college kid following your favorite band around the country.
Yeah.
Would you open mouth kiss him?
Yes, he would.
Come on, man.
Next question.
Don't answer the question. It doesn't do anything for you if you say yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. Be honest.
They've answered it. There's no need. Jim's right. Please continue.
Also in Tampa,
Tongue,
would you lightly hold the back of his neck?
That's so funny. Would you cradle him?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to wear his skin? That's what you want to do.
He looks like Woody Allen now.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that picture?
Oh my God
No,
Almighty!
are you kidding?
He does.
It's uncanny how much he looks like Woody Allen now.
No.
There is a picture going around that says, "Look what happened to Woody Allen," and they're like, "Look again, it's Bruce Springsteen."
Oh, you're going to have to find that for
Yeah,
me.
I'll show it to you.
Okay, because also in Tampa, you may or may not have heard Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady, the GOAT. Well, his NFL career is officially over. This time he says he means it. Brady announced his retirement this morning in a video posted on Twitter. It was actually pretty sweet, brought a little tear to my eye, saying he's going to step away from the game, quote, for good. It was exactly 1 year ago to the day Brady announced his first retirement, only to come back 40 days later to say he planned to play for a 23rd NFL season. The Buccaneers posted a message to Brady saying, quote, thank you for everything, end quote. Meanwhile, Brady is possibly just 5 years away from being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The Hall tweeted Brady would be eligible for induction in 2028. That announcement came after Brady revealed he'd be retiring from the NFL.
There you go. Yeah.
Did you want to hear it?
Yeah.
It's only a couple seconds.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing.
Oh.
Love you all.
Changed. I was changed. I'd open mouth kiss him too.
Oh yeah.
How many?
That is one good-looking man.
The first time I watched that, two things jumped out to me. One, your family did not support you. She left.
Yeah, she left.
Just one member of them.
Okay, all right.
Hey, he made a promise. He broke it.
All right. The second thing is that's a cell phone video on a beach. He's by himself. How many times did he record it? There had to have been more than one.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. To do that one shot. And not ghost it.
One of the most important videos that, if not the most important video you're going to upload to social media. I wonder if he trembled at the end on every take, if there was multiple takes.
That's so callous.
Sounds so jaded.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Our baby's growing up.
No, you guys don't think that?
Do you think he was alone on that beach?
Can I tell you, when he did the first one, I was hoping he stayed retired then. This was a zero story for me. You know, I didn't care who he was going to play for next year as long as it wasn't Tampa, and I didn't care about anything. I mean, he is a non-factor in the game anymore,
and that's
it's
the
time
thing.
to go on.
I know Russ on the Monster said he didn't want him on the Dolphins, and I did not want him on the Raiders, and the Raiders seem like might be a good landing spot for him. So I want Aaron Rodgers. Come on, buddy.
Nobody wants him to contract too big.
Oh, we don't care. Not in Vegas.
The family of a missing Central Florida woman is getting some closure after nearly 4 decades. Georgia investigators helped identify the body of a woman found along Highway 91 as Mary Cohen. Cohen disappeared from her Seminole County home back in 1985. However, it wasn't until last March that investigators partnered with the FBI to have her remains examined by a private DNA lab. Researchers were able to identify Cohen late last year through a DNA match to one of her children who was only 11 years old when she disappeared.
Yep.
And Jimmy, just a story that you talked about this week about how crazy it was when this happens. Well, another woman's 20-year wait for answers and her mother's disappearance is over. Christina Bobber's mom, Karen Moore, went missing in 2001, and the case remained unsolved until YouTuber Britton Lockhart started investigating. He teamed with Sunshine State Sonar to search a retention pond in Davie last month and found a submerged car in the water.
Unbelievable, man.
Baber says Davie police pulled the car from the water 20 years later and found Moore's remains inside.
Unbelievable.
Tells 7 News she was in shock when she got the call about her mother, but it means everything to be able to bring her mom home.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
You get the feeling they should like dredge those things once a year.
Yeah.
Just go out there and throw a rope in there or something. Just kind of drag something through there to see if they would come up with anything. My God, man.
Or at least just go over the surface of it with these drones, these sonars.
Magnetic fish, like through a magnet fish or something.
Oh, look at that, Jimmy. You could actually...
Oh, I don't want to even... Could you imagine? Bring up a hand with a ring on it?
Well, you could try this rescue where Palm Beach Fire Rescue crews responded to an unusual call yesterday when a car was left hanging in an elevator shaft at a Ferrari dealership.
Oh, man.
Officials say the car elevator malfunctioned, and crews arriving at Ferrari of Palm Beach first had to stop a fuel leak, which required them to cut off power to the business. Then special operations and a local towing company worked to remove the luxury vehicle from the elevator shaft using multiple 50,000-pound winches. It took 4 hours to get the job done, but nobody, hopefully including the Ferrari, was injured. And then finally, a woman is lucky. Well, I'll tell you the 6-year-old story, but this is local. A woman is lucky to have survived being stuck in a holding cell for more than 60 hours without food or her medication. She's a diabetic. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says a 72-year-old janitor accidentally locked herself in a holding cell at the Orange County Courthouse on Friday, and she wasn't found until Monday morning.
Unreal.
She told deputies she was cleaning the cell when the door inadvertently closed behind her. Her cell phone was outside on her cleaning cart. She couldn't reach it, so she spent 57 hours without food or her diabetes medication or insulin, and all she had to drink from was a small faucet from the top of a toilet.
Nice.
Despite the ordeal, deputies say she didn't need to go to the hospital, had just a small cut in her finger, and instead was taken home.
Wow.
And then finally, a 6-year-old Michigan boy is in a lot of trouble for ordering nearly $1,000 of worth of food using his dad's phone.
Oh, man.
Mason Stonehouse from northeast of Detroit had the phone just before bedtime Saturday. Managed to order shrimp, chicken, sandwiches, ice cream, and more without his dad Keith even knowing. Well, the food orders started to show up after Mason went to bed. Then Keith got a Chase fraud alert for about $439 spent just for pizza.
Oh, man.
Mason's parents took the money from his piggy bank, leaving him with a penny instead of $115, and Grubhub has given Keith a $1,000 gift card.
That's a real Kevin McAllister.
Wait. So the dad won.
Well, kind of won, yeah, because they got the food and a $1,000 gift card, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the $115.
Oh, yeah.
From his kid's piggy bank.
My God.
And the harsh lesson to never do that again.
Find me a kid to hand my phone to.
But if you want tonight's Powerball jackpot is now up to an estimated $653 million. Since we haven't had a grand prize winner in a while. So
it's happening too often now. Now I need it to be $1 billion for me to play.
Oh, really?
I'm playing tonight, though. I'm not like Jack. I don't need all that money.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I'm happy.
That's what happy looks like.
That is what and sounds like.
It's actually the look of too much happiness. It is deadly.
And
I'm so happy I'm frozen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now you all are officially woke. Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. You know, everybody knows you should get more than one quote when you're getting a mortgage, but statistics show that only about 25% of us actually do. Why? Well, that's easy. It takes too much time, and we're busy. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, makes it so easy for you that you really have no excuse not to. It's as easy as going to thatmortgageguyDon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell them your credit score, and upload your quote, and they do the rest. Don will interpret your quote and let you know if you can do better. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle. Just peace of mind at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King with you now in the Fox 35 Storm Center. I want to update you Wednesday weather here in Central Florida after some patchy morning fog for you on this Wednesday morning. Looks like we'll shift over to mostly sunny skies. Another very warm afternoon here in Central Florida. High temps in those low mid-80s again today. West winds 5 to 10. We're 62 tonight. Fog develops late overnight. Quiet skies, keeping it dry with light winds for you Thursday. Another mostly sunny day. 84 degrees, keeping things dry. Friday, rain chances pepper on up. Looks like we'll hit a high at around 80 before the clouds really increase and rain chances come up for the afternoon at 60%. A scattering of showers and storms. And as we fast forward into Saturday and Sunday here in Central Florida, high temps in the low and mid 70s. Very windy weather conditions for you and a rain chance and some ocean-blown showers at about 30%. We'll keep you updated on that weekend forecast for sure. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Have a great day and remember to depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
2023 is here. Was LASIK one of your New Year's resolutions? Because if it wasn't, it should have been, especially at the Filatowski Eye Institute. That's where you can schedule that consultation with the leader in vision correction surgery and find out what they can do for you guys. Simply amazing technology. All you have to do is text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that appointment now. They use the latest state-of-the-art tech, plus their surgeons have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. Let them use that experience to make sure you have the best eyesight possible, to have every experience crystal clear in your life. That can happen for you. Text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that LASIK consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. Let's make sure your current payroll provider isn't overcharging you, shall we? First, go to your payroll provider's website to see what you're currently paying. Oh, what's that? You can't clearly see your pricing because your vendor is running a temporary sale or making you call for a free quote? That's unfortunate. If you go to patriotsoftware.com, you will instantly see our payroll pricing for companies with 1 to 100 employees. Well, there you go. At least now you know what you should be paying for payroll. Go to patriotsoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
With patriotsoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Because I don't like asking my family for help.
Because paying utility bills on time beats paying reconnection fees.
Amscott Cash Advance, up to $500. No credit checks. Get started at amscott.com. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Some roads take us to where we want to go. Other roads lead to Mo. In a world full of dangerous roads, there's only one thing you need to know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. This is the, let me think of this band's name. Lead singer Sully. Little bitty guy. Got real big in the 90s, or late 90s and early 2000s.
It's like getting hit from above.
It's almost like we've had this conversation verbatim the last time Jack played this song.
Was it really this song?
Oh, identical, word for word, even this part.
Really?
Which is trippy.
Yeah,
Me speaking.
Godsmack.
You got it.
He's a good poker player, too, by the way. All right, 407-916-1041. It's a good cover. I've only heard this a couple times.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty darn good. I found a cover the other day that kind of blew me away. And I actually just found out today, or last night, that Nikki Glaser sings.
Yes.
She's a singer, and she was on one of those, like, Masked
Singer last year.
And then she was also on another show that Jimmy Fallon hosted, and it was like a mashup singing thing. Like, they would spin this wheel, and it would be like, okay, sing this song in this style. So it would be like sing, Another One Bites the Dust in an opera style or something like that. She was on that show.
That must be wild to be Jimmy Fallon. You're the host of The Tonight Show, one of the largest legacies that television has ever seen. And a lot of bumps.
Yeah.
Also, not even on Jimmy Fallon's shoulders. I would say a lot of it is just on,
The showrunner and the writing and stuff, because he was, you couldn't get hotter than him when he first came on the scene and took that show over. I mean, he was, it was really big. It was weak at first, though, right? And then got big, and then it kind of leveled off again, because didn't people think he was like, he seemed too happy, or it almost seemed...
that was my criticism of her. It was just that the overlaugh. That he was... But, like, everything was the funniest thing he's ever heard.
Right, yeah.
But I thought it was really when politics, during the, that Trump effect.
16 to 18, 16 to 19.
Yeah, where he wanted to avoid it. It's funny, on radio, not talking about it was better, but on television...
Right.
The host that did talk about it passed him in the ratings.
Right, yeah.
Including, Colbert and Jimmy, the other Jimmy.
Kilmer. Not Kilmer. Kimmel. Yeah. Yeah, it is odd. And I heard also, too, that there was no cynicism from him a little bit. And you look at the greats out there, Carson, Letterman, Parr, all of those guys, there was a little bit of cynicism in their act. You could tell there's a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
Especially with Letterman. You guys, that's the reason Letterman was who he was, is because, even as a nighttime talk show host, you really didn't know that he wasn't going to upset the guests that night.
Right.
And he did it tons of times. Fallon was never going to do that.
Yeah.
He was always going to be that boy your mom always wanted you to have a best friend with.
That affable guy.
Yeah, very affable, always fun. Not nasty, nothing like that. He wasn't going to rag on you. There was going to be no gotcha moments with Jimmy Fallon.
What was your point about it, Ross, about where they are now in that show?
I just think that the amount of pressure and expectations, I always now look at a celebrity with I think a different lens than I did, let's say, 5-10 years ago. Just being Jimmy Fallon must be crazy.
Yeah.
I know my biggest complaint with him is that it was just... It's almost kiddish.
Yeah. No, I think that was the thing. It was a bit juvenile. It seemed almost like childish or like college, very fratty. And the other thing, too, is, did you guys know that Jimmy Fallon at one point had a pretty good, he was a party boy? Like, there was stories about him, drinking pretty hard and
I've heard some rumors.
Yeah, like the hand injury came from a night. Again, these are
do
rumors.
we know that?
No, we don't. But what I'm saying is there are enough rumors out there where people that said that the one thing about Fallon that you wouldn't know, that you wouldn't think, is he likes to have a good time. Once he got there, starts partying and having a good time, and he can do it.
See, I don't think that there's a one thing that we don't know. I think it's everything we don't know. I don't know. Whenever I see a Tonight Show, which is very few and far between these days,
I can't even remember. I see clips.
It's a lack of, in my opinion, authenticity.
Yeah. Well, he's doing well. I don't know what to do. It's funny because, the guy's just, he's vanilla as it gets, but he still has an audience. I don't know where does he fall in the ratings?
People like vanilla, too.
Yeah, they do. They like not to be, they don't want to be surprised.
And that,
you're not going to get a surprise from
no.
Jimmy
And
Fallon.
his approach is, and some of that idea is, hey, if this is the last thing you're watching at night, we want to leave a smile on your face.
Yeah.
He's looking at 1 million viewers.
Yeah. That's not that many.
That is awful.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, ratings plummet. This was in 2021. Let me get that out of the way. But yikes.
Yeah. I mean, again, Kimmel's funnier and edgier and is willing to step out on that ledge. You know, he's cried on his show a number of times out there. He gets very emotional. And with Fallon, like you don't know who he is. And Colbert's the same way. You know, Colbert's, out there. He's not afraid to take a chance.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little edgier. His jokes are a little cuttier, All right, 407-916-1041, Animal House next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality for Valentine's Day and the lowest prices.
Delays continue eastbound along I-4 approaching State Road 46. An accident has a right lane blocked. 2 left lanes are able to get by, but traffic is backing up to the Lake Mary Rest area. Southbound traffic along the Turnpike with delays between 417 and Osceola Parkway. Still in good shape along the 408 and the Beach Line. And another accident now reported in Sanford along State Road 46 a little east of Reinhardt Road. See a traffic problem? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards. Or we could talk about how with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Man, here in Central Florida, it's so vital to have an AC company that you can trust. I mean, here it is 82 degrees February 1st. It's supposed to get hotter as the day goes on and warm all week, and then a little break and then warm again. That is why you need that 30-plus years of experience that Mills Airs offer to make sure your AC never lets you down in Central Florida. Their techs are awesome people. They know these systems inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. They can fix it. Not to mention, Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. That means possibly up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. They're family owned and operated and ready to help you today. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's millsair.com.
Introducing the Dunkin' Run. $1 donut with any medium coffee. A whole new era of...
I'm going on a Dunkin' Run. You want anything?
Yeah, maybe a jelly donut and an iced coffee?
You got it.
Ooh, wait, actually glazed donut and a hot coffee. Okay, back on track. Make it a Dunkin' Run. Get a $1 donut with any medium coffee. America runs on Dunkin'. Exclude specialty donuts and fancies. Offer valid on medium or larger coffees. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
According to Moody's research from July 2021, the cumulative bond default rate for rated investment-grade municipal bonds was 0.10% from 1970 to 2020. Municipal bonds don't usually get the media coverage the stock market does, but if you're looking for a potential source of federally tax-free income, now is an excellent time to consider municipal bonds from Hanyon & Walsh. If you have at least $10,000 to invest, call and talk with one of our bond specialists at 1-800-761-9761. We'll send you our exclusive bond guide free with details about how bonds may be an important part of your portfolio. Hanyon & Walsh has specialized in fixed income and growth solutions for 30 years and offers high-quality municipal bonds from across the country that are federally tax-free and have historically been low risk. Call today to request your free bond guide. 1-800-761-9761. That's 1-800-761-9761. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong.
I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic. Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics and join the Align Healthy Gut Team Up. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align probiotics for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel. Get $2 off your first month of Align at alignprobiotics.com.
You know what they say, new year, new you. Lean into that freshness with Pollo Tropical and start the year on the right note with our all-new churrasco steak bowl. It's a refreshing combination of crisp lettuce topped with our Fiesta bean mix, tomatoes, cheese, and avocado slices. We finish it off with our perfectly grilled churrasco steak and our homemade chimichurri. Can you hear that? The churrasco steak bowl. It's as fresh as it sounds, only at Pollo Tropical.
Late night decisions aren't my strength.
I could do another episode.
I should check out that noise coming from the woods.
Let's get tattoos!
But one call that never fails is Wendy's, where every burger starts with fresh beef. Unlike my ankle dolphin, I never regret a Baconator. Have a good bite. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's late night.
Hours may vary. Fresh beef available in contiguous North America.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. 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 That's bonus. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Bonus. Bonus is your 4 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance to win $1,000 bonus. That is it, guys. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross right over there. Deb has Animal House.
What?
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And as always, Animal House is generously brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House. But now please join me in welcoming back some familiar guests to Animal House, Amanda Moser and Gifu Jennings from the Central Florida Zoo.
Yeah!
Stink!
Oh, this is going to be a really fun time for you guys, right? This is a massive ego boost, is it not?
Oh,
Love
absolutely.
it.
And this is my favorite animal, and I have no problem saying that.
Really? That's awesome. We'll find out why in a sec.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us what you guys brought along with us today. And by the way, if you want to tune in and watch, you can go to JimColbertLive.com where we have the link right to our YouTube channel. But Amanda, who is this large and lovely lizard?
This is PT Cruiser. He is a prehensile-tailed skink, also called like a monkey skink, a zebra skink. He's got lots of names, especially because of that prehensile tail that they use, like a fifth leg, similar to monkeys, to grab onto limbs where they live in the trees and the Solomon Islands.
Now, is this animal, this creature named PT Cruiser because this one is super popular in the year 2001?
So his dad was actually born in the 2000s, so we have the
really?
whole family at the zoo. Yes.
Really?
So
He was born in captivity, this one?
he was. We have mom and dad at the zoo, and you can see both of them actually if you come and visit us at the zoo. But he has been in our ambassador animal department, and he loves it.
Really? Now, when you say the prehensile tail, how is it as strong as his other limbs or stronger or?
It is, if he really wants to. So prehensile means hand-like or grasping. So I've seen him a couple of times where he is sitting on his favorite branch in his exhibit, and his salad is all the way down at the bottom, and he will just hang by the tail and try and grab a few lettuce leaves without moving.
Really? That's pretty
Yep.
lazy.
That's
Nice.
very-
That is pretty lazy.
I respect that
I
game.
do too. That's very dude-like.
God, I wish I had a tail.
No, it's interesting. Deb said something when you brought PT out to set him up right before we came on the air, that he's way bigger than we thought. And I have to tell you as well, we were kind of wondering, when you talk about the lizards, newts, skinks, iguanas, all the thing, we didn't know which one this was. And he's way bigger than I thought. Is he the biggest of that? Is there a certain family he's in that he's bigger than, or where does he fit in his family?
So he's definitely the largest skink species. Some say he was the longest, and there might be one that's like heavier, but we kind of say he's the longest. But he could be the largest, but I don't know of any that's bigger than him. These guys can be up to potentially 3 feet long.
Damn.
And they have a lot of really unique stuff about them that make them a really cool species.
Feel free to share.
So I learned today that these guys are ovoviviparous, but they have a placenta. Like.
Okay, so hold on. I'm going to try this word. Jack,
Oh,
get ready.
Jack, get the buzzer ready. Get the buzzer ready.
Placenta.
Okay, wait, Ross, you get that? Good job on that.
All right, awesome.
Ovoviviparous?
Very close. You add an extra R.
Yeah. Ovoviviparous.
Ovoviviparous. There you go.
Yay! He gets a dong for that, actually.
That's a pot
Ovoviviparous.
spell. What does that mean?
So.
And how many times did you practice that today?
The entire drive.
Yeah,
The entire drive. There's viviparous, which is us humans. We have placenta. We give birth to a baby. There's viviparous, which is, a snake you think of laying eggs. And then there's ovoviviparous, which is an animal like a herp, lays eggs inside of them, gives birth to the eggs hatch inside of them. And then the baby comes out, but there's still an egg in there.
Right, yeah.
Oh, Jifu, let him go. He owns the studio while he's here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
These guys are like the fourth thing that just ever got discovered today by me is like he's like a combination of the two. Like I've never knew a herp could have a reptile could have a placenta, but these guys do it all.
He's a rebel. He's a rule breaker.
I know that there are some snakes that do that. Snakes that reside in northern regions give birth from eggs inside their body to protect them from the cold until and then they live birth them. I knew that. That's kind of now.
I did not know that.
So in the world of again, iguanas, anoles, all the lizard family. What separates the skink from the other species? Because he's got a weird looking head. There's no adornment. It almost looks like a snake's head.
A big thing about these guys, like versus snakes, is they have obviously legs. They have ear holes. That's a big thing versus like snakes and things. But like among other lizards, it's just very dependent on the species.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
But this prehensile tail makes these guys really important because not all skinks have prehensile tails.
Right.
Now, I noticed the gloves. Is that for protection? And how strong of a bite are we talking about?
Or is it the nails?
Or is it the salmonella?
Oh, it's actually the nails, as far as I'm concerned. Their nails, he's got sharp little claws to help them climb trees.
It's partially for nails, but also to give him a better grip. So my arm does not have as many crevices, I'll say, for footholds for him.
Well, now, how old do they live in? Well, in captivity, of course. How old will he make it?
He can be 25, 30 years.
Wow.
They're pretty good lifespan. And he's getting ready to turn 14 on February 24th.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Now, how many times has he mated yet?
I don't believe so.
He's only 14, Jimmy.
My bad. God almighty. I don't mean to be
dude.
creepy.
He just had his first beer a little while ago.
Yeah.
Will he hit you with that tail? Will he use that as a weapon?
I don't believe so. He'll use that tail maybe to anchor down so he can try to get me with his claws, but they'll mainly bite. If they have a predator, they're going to try to stay hidden with their camouflage.
Right.
And if needed, they'll use their very strong and sharp teeth.
What preys on them?
Birds.
Birds? A bird's going to eat that thing?
Oh, yeah.
A hawk or an eagle? Yeah.
They're from the Solomon Islands, which is just off the coast of Australia, and we all know Australia has some really crazy animals.
Everything in Australia will kill you.
They have almost all the poisonous or venomous snakes.
Exactly.
It's insane.
Spiders.
So PT Cruiser is this animal's name. Is there more car names for PT Cruiser's parents?
So we got any Marvel fans in the house?
Ross is a Marvel fan.
Yeah, I've seen him.
His dad's a wee bit cranky, so his name is Loki.
Oh,
okay. What about mom?
Mom's name, I just learned it today.
Angela Lansbury.
It's not. No, it's not Freya.
Is it Sandra Day O'Connor?
No. We do have skinks here in the U.S. and even in Florida, but they're significantly smaller.
Yeah, that's what we thought they were going to be like an overgrown yard lizard. That's a gecko.
There's a lot of different types of skinks.
Really?
Yeah, they're one of the largest families of lizards, is what Amanda was telling me.
Wow.
And they also, so he's an old world skink, so from more Asia, Africa, Australia, those animals are typically classified more as old world, whereas anything in the Americas is considered new world.
Oh.
So most of the old world skinks are huge. Australia, there's the pine cone skink, the blue tongue skink, which a lot of people are familiar with. This one is one of the rarest species of skink though, in the world. Yes.
Now, do I notice that he's actually changing his color as he's on the he seemed to be a brighter green when he first came out.
I agree with that 1,000%.
And then
I just noticed it.
Yeah,
It's
and
more
I'm
of a
like,
lining.
wait a minute. He's kind of darkening up a little bit as he's standing on his stick.
So he actually does not change color.
I knew it.
Listen,
I was hoping. What?
Listen, we're just drunk.
Those are your edibles hitting.
But-
Once you jumped on
But-
board, I'm like, oh, please tell me he doesn't change colors.
Man, I got like 30 milligrams rolling through me right now. I'm seeing everything. You know?
No, but they all do. That's again part of their amazing camouflage. So their scales, yeah, they look 2-dimensional, but they have this beautiful 3D modeling and coloring to them. I'm a fan, in case you guys couldn't tell.
Yeah, obviously.
But the last half of their scientific name is zebrata, and so like even though they all have this sort of greenish forest coloring to them, they each have their own pattern. Like his dad is a lot darker and looks very different than him.
Really?
He's really unique in that he has almost this perfect zebra stripe pattern on his back.
Yeah, he does. It's very cool. He'd make a nice boot.
Jifu, what?
Okay, it's a
dare
joke.
you.
Yeah,
It's a joke.
seriously,
it's a
dude.
joke.
No.
Jesus,
It is a joke.
That's Jifu's
He's a
favorite animal.
vegetarian, and he's done nothing.
I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Jifu, I apologize for him.
Jifu, why is that your favorite animal?
Stop embarrassing us.
Or 2 baby shoes. It's a joke. It's a follow-up. They call that a follow-up in the biz.
Wait for the callback.
Yeah, really, it's not
We'll
going
do
to
that
get any
later.
better, ladies.
We'll do that later. So,
I know.
just out of curiosity, Jifu, you said immediately this was your favorite animal at the zoo. Now, you guys obviously have quite a few really interesting animals. What separates this one from the rest for you?
So it's just he has an amazing personality. Sometimes people think that reptiles don't have a personality. Some of them do. But the way that he explores his surroundings and all of the amazing adaptations that they have, that like some of these adaptations, like the prehensile tail, like normally you would find that in a mammal, but this reptile has it. He gives live birth, and the babies are like a third the size of the parent.
Really? Already? They grew up there like, wow.
And they take care of their young, which is amazing.
Very rare for the reptiles.
Male
Yeah.
and female.
And also, he just has a very cute smile, and that tongue is also, he's smelling with his tongue. So I hope everyone showered today.
Yeah, for sure.
Third of the size of the body.
That's pretty crazy.
That
right?
is a big. How many?
Imagine giving birth to a 30-pounder.
Yeah, I was about to
Well,
say,
they
man.
said it's like a 6-year-old.
See, ladies, it can always get a little worse.
So how
What
many?
What did they do to the guy?
Yeah, no doubt. How many do they have at one? Just one?
Oh, basically one, unless twins are rare, but it's like one.
Twins? Where are they going to put them?
Yeah.
That's what
why
she
it's
said.
rare.
And here's another question: how often do they mate a year?
So it's just once a year, because gestation, believe it or not, is like 6 to 8 months.
Wow,
I mean,
really?
you can believe it because the baby's so big.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, 6 to 8 months, they'll stay with the mom and dad, unlike some like not alligators, but like, sea turtles are like, good luck. But these guys
See you on
actually,
the other side.
They take care of them. They protect them. They, babies will eat the feces of the parents to get nutrients. So a good amount of animals will do that.
So they're vegetarians for sure?
Yeah, so unlike other types of skinks, these guys are primarily herbivorous. So he loves hibiscus flowers. You've seen he's kind of been moving around. He's not exactly the fastest, but he definitely can be. And if you put a hibiscus flower in front of him, he is so quick.
Really?
I think Jifu skips to work in the morning on her way to PT Cruiser's cage.
I do.
Did you bring one with you?
No, we didn't because there aren't any growing. We were going to, but there weren't any growing near the zoo.
Do you feel this anger? Do you feel the anger?
Do you
I was
feel
very
hers?
upset when I felt that today, when I found out that there were none growing.
Have you, at
Imagine his feelings.
this time of year, have you used either PT Cruiser here or any of the animals at the zoo to try and pick the Super Bowl winner?
Not yet.
Good idea.
I guess you could put like something down there, a hibiscus flower with that would
One
be
of each.
one for each team,
Yeah,
and see
yeah,
which
yeah.
one he eats first.
Yeah.
How
Deb, go get us some flowers.
Sure.
how old are skinks? Not this one, but like the history. This
the
thing looks
species.
like a damn dinosaur.
Yeah.
They're pretty ancient as far as I know. Lizards, their whole taxonomy and like family tree goes back pretty far.
I mean, they got to be one of the first, right? I mean, it's got to be like one of the first post-soup beings there is, right?
Yeah, that and birds.
And I've always thought that when an animal species is that old, that means it's damn good at doing one specific thing for its survival.
Hiding.
Yeah. What would be that one thing? Is it hiding?
Are we talking about skinks in general or just him?
Yeah,
skinks in general.
Just hiding from their predators or whatever. How do they make it?
So I think skinks have some of the most creative adaptations. So like I said, so the blue tongue skink, you guys have seen pretty common that they have that bright blue tongue, but there's variations among even blue tongue skinks depending on where they're from. But they have the blue tongue. There's the pine cone skink or sometimes the bobtailed skink, and it has its tail that looks like a pine cone but also perfectly mimics its head. And then you have him who has the prehensile tail and the amazing camouflage. And then you have our quick little blue 6-line skink, blue-tailed skink. So all of their adaptations fit their environment, but they're all still called skinks. So they're just master at adaptation.
And you can get all your skink love at the Central Florida Zoo.
And watch Jifu fangirl out. That's can I tell you? I'd pay $25 just watch Jifu fangirl out with this thing in the room for 15 minutes. I would just leave.
Anytime.
Oh, my God.
She is in love. She even sent me personal photos from her own collection of PT Cruiser.
That's your boy, huh? I like that.
He is a really fascinating animal. And Amanda and Jifu, is there any really cool, interesting programs coming up at the zoo? We only have a few seconds
He's
left.
using his tail to hold on to dip down there. Check that out. That's so freaking cool.
Yeah, it's like a safety measure.
Yeah.
We do have our Bluegrass Festival with our Orion Center for Indigo Conservation, or OCIC if you want to shorten it. And in addition to the festival that's actually going on February 11th, if you want to get in early on the action, we have a silent auction going on, which you can see on our website. It's live right now, and there's a lot of really cool, fun prizes that I wish that I could bid on. There's some really good stuff on there, so definitely check out our website, and there's a link to the auction as well. If you just click on the Bluegrass Festival, you can also get tickets online as well there. It's $30 per person or $50 for two if you want to take someone.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Jifu. Thank you, PT Cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
Really appreciate it.
You guys are so good at this. I appreciate when you guys come in every single time. We want you to have a great week. Always visit the Central Florida Zoo. And if you want to go online, centralfloridazoo.org, get your tickets. This is the time of year to go check it out. They're always doing cool stuff up there, and they're always helping conserve the nature around us. So support them as well.
Yeah, exactly. And the weather is turning beautiful. It's a great time to take the family to the Central Florida Zoo for the weekend. Thank you guys as always.
By the way, that thing just looked at Jifu and she blushed.
I do have a picture of when we took him out on Earth Day, and he's winking at the camera.
It's uncomfortable now, right?
He's awesome.
He's a charmer. He definitely knows when there's a camera present.
Thank
you guys so much for having us.
As always, thank you guys. And as always, Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know and love have been in a car, truck, even a motorcycle accident, here's just a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn Klausman. One, you never get a caseworker at Klausman Law. You always get right to Glenn. And so much so, he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. He's an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, if you've been in an accident, give him a call at 407-917-1718 or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klausman Law. KlausmanLaw.com.
Delays continue eastbound along I-4 approaching State Road 46. An accident has a right lane blocked. Two left lanes are able to get by, but traffic is backing up to the Lake Mary rest area. Southbound traffic along the Turnpike with delays between 417 and Osceola Parkway. Still in good shape along the 408 and the Beach Line. And another accident now reported in Sanford along State Road 46 a little east of Reinhardt Road. See a traffic problem? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
This report is sponsored by GetYourOilChange.com.
Show your car some love. Drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change today. Stay in the comfort of your car for a quality Valvoline oil change in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. Save up to 50% at GetYourOilChange.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
The podcast Murder in Miami traces the connection between the killing of a private investigator and an international money laundering scheme. It's a shocking, surreal story of spies, smugglers, and corruption in the city that was the nation's cocaine and murder capital in the 1980s.
Did he tell you who he was running the guns for?
Well, it was obvious. The CIA was running that show.
Listen to Murder in Miami on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Steve Kramer here with the divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
We all do it. Joining online home improvement groups and saving our favorite kitchens. Thinking, someday. But a kitchen remodel seems too expensive and time-consuming, right? Actually, you would be surprised at how affordable and efficient it can be. And with Home Outlet, you have access to the largest selection of in-stock cabinets, plus completely free kitchen planning services. Let the experienced designers at Home Outlet help you turn Sunday into today. Visit your local 100% employee-owned Home Outlet to get started.
Here's the reality. The cost to repair termite damage could be in the thousands. Even worse, most homeowners' insurance won't cover the damage. The Massey Services does, with an unlimited termite retreatment and repair guarantee that covers the structure and the contents of your home. Massey provides a free termite inspection and creates a customized treatment plan. Then, they inspect every year to ensure you're protected. For peace of mind protection, call Massey Services, where you can always expect more and get it.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nuh-uh. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here. When money is tight, a little breathing room goes a long way.
It sure does. An Amscott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back, all with no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Ever wonder how much pepperoni is too much? Ha, me neither. But if there is a limit, Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes it. It's loaded with classic and crispy old world pepperoni, those 3 fresh, melty signature cheeses, and savory Parmesan seasoning. Right now, a large is just $9.99. So I'm gonna push my limit on how much pizza I can eat in one sitting. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Limited time only. Participation may vary. Additional restrictions may apply while supplies last.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all.
iHeartRadio.
Access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Ryan Seacrest. I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
Hi, I'm Ellen K.
Bobby Bones here. Hola, soy Enrique Santos.
Access to all of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music.
The best songs.
A little bit of everything.
Access to all of the great podcasts for every interest.
The Stuff You Should Know podcast. The Daily Show podcast.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Florida residents get it for only $16.50 through the end of February at Gatorland.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I think I can name this band as well. Hold on. This is a banger of a tune, Ross.
Seems fun.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Bonus is your 4 o'clock keyword. It's still valid. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away. And maybe you can win $1,000. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near you And if you get a call that says no caller ID, could be that cash. Make sure you pick that up. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack. Hi. And Ross.
Let's get it.
So who is it?
Animotion, I believe.
Yep.
They had a couple pretty big hits in the 80s. And then, of course, like all these, two-hitter British bands, they just kind of went away. Came in, hit it hard for 3 years, and then disappeared.
I don't think that's an 80s specific thing.
So it was for then, at that point, from like 1981 to probably like 85, 84, 85, there was an invasion of these pop synth bands from England. And some of them hit hard and lasted, like The Cure and other bands like that, Depeche Mode. But then some of them, like this band, Animotion, and a number of others, Flock of Seagulls, you could go on and on, that, had one or two hits and then just kind of fell by the wayside or went back to England and just made their money there where they were, household names. 407-916-1041. All right, so I have an interesting story here. And this is one of those things we can all key in on because I think all of us, well, not all of us, Jack and I definitely have dealt with this. Deb, you have not. You will not have to deal with this, but it doesn't matter. Your opinion is still valid.
Enlarged prostate?
And Ross, thank you. And Ross, I don't know if you've been in this situation or not. It's kind of you're really kind of the you're the variable here.
All right.
So, story today. This is on Fox News, and what the story is about a mother and daughter, and they got into a pretty big argument, right? And it was an argument that it caused a bit of a rift in the house with them. The daughter is, I think she was 25 years old. And the mom, of course, is, mom of that age, so in her 50s, I'm sure. And they got a pretty big argument. And the argument was over this. The mom wanted the kid to pay half the bills, right? So the mother asked her child to pay for rent and utilities, and the child lost her mind.
And how old is the daughter?
The daughter's 25 years
25.
old. Oh, 25 years old. Oh, so moved back in to save money while going to college. But when she moved back in, and apparently they live in a pretty nice neighborhood, so the cost of living is up there. But they say in the context of the story that their rent isn't that bad, although the area is. The daughter, constantly complains that the mother doesn't keep the house clean enough, so she can't have guests over.
Oh, no.
But the bigger picture here for me is interesting. Do you know that one of the biggest arguments my father and I ever got into, and that's saying something, because we had a couple pretty good knockdowns, right, was when he told me at 19 years old or whatever that I had to start paying rent. And I lost my mind. I was nasty to him, and he didn't deserve it. Not that time. But I was pretty nasty to him. And, started calling him landlord, just being a dick because I was an 18, 19-year-old kid who did not even fathom what was being done for me.
Because you thought that free ride should continue?
Way too selfish. I thought that was your as a parent, that's what
your
you're
job?
supposed to do.
Yeah,
you're
no.
supposed to harbor me when I'm 18, 19 years old. By the way, I was making money. I had a job.
18.
Yeah,
as soon as you turn 18, that changes.
See, I think there's a buffer zone in there. But I believe that if you move out and you move back in my opinion, before you even move one box or one T-shirt into the house, there has to be an agreement. Like, it has to be an agreement. You can't just let your kid move back in. If you're struggling to make your rent and to make your bills and to pay for food and stuff, and then you get another mouth in there, taking showers, doing all those things, raising the cost of living, it almost doesn't matter who it is. You just need help paying those bills. And I would believe that your kid should know even more that that's the case. But that was not the case here. And I bet more than likely most parents who are out there who have kids living with them do not charge. That's right. We can put that on the Twitter poll. Do not charge their kids to live with them.
My favorite part was that she can't have guests over because her mother doesn't keep the house clean enough.
And the mom works all day and says, well, by the time I get home, I'm tired. No one's cleaning the house.
Well, even if she were sitting home, that girl is 25 years old and able-bodied. How about you pick up the Swiffer every once in a while? You're not 4 anymore.
I think that argument, though, that the daughter's having has some validity to it if she's paying for rent.
But she's not. That's why she has an issue.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying if.
Yeah,
okay.
And I understand that too. And that's part of the agreement I'm talking about. Like if your daughter, your kid moves back in, and they need a little place to stay for 6 months to save some money so they can get another apartment or whatever the case may be. This happens all the time. Matter of fact, probably more so than ever right now because of the pandemic. People lost their jobs, had to move back in with mom and dad. And by the way, these aren't just kids. We heard plenty of stories of 30-year-old people, 35-year-old people, families moving back in with their parents because they could not afford to live without jobs or, without a way to provide.
Well, someone just texted us at 77031 and said, the mother has been raising this girl for 25 years. She turned out exactly as she was raised.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's
the
tough.
sad
That's tough
part.
to hear. Huh?
We have no idea.
Yeah, you don't. But I mean, look, if you're bitching, like if you move back in with your mom, she wouldn't even have to ask, right?
No, I am paying rent.
Yeah, you wouldn't even allow her to let you live there for free.
And that's also the case for all 4 of us.
Right, yeah, 100%.
And the cleaning part.
Yeah, I mean, I could not pull my weight. I would feel like a complete bum if I didn't pay and then didn't pull my weight, like in chores and stuff like that. But you know what? You know what I'm noticing these days? Man, you want to hear a take? Here's the hottest take I've got for you this week.
I bet it's not going to be real hot to a lot of us.
Modern day parents are terrified of their kids. Modern day parents are absolutely terrified of their children. They're terrified their kids are going to say something about their parenting skills. They're terrified the kids aren't going to like them anymore.
I was going to say they're terrified of losing their friendship.
They hold their love and friendship up for ransom to their parents and extort them out of that. They do it all the time. I see it all the time with my friends who have kids, and they talk to them like that. There are people I cannot be around if their children are in the scene because they're so abusive to their parents. You can't believe it. And I just can't understand that. And if my kid, and this is me. This is just my scenario. If my kid had to move back in, there's one thing I can assume. My kid has no other choices. That's it. There's no other choice. None of my kids want to ask me to move back in. We did not raise them like that. And I'm not saying that's good or bad if you did not. All I'm saying is our kids were raised to be resilient and to be able to pay for their own and pull their own weight. And if my kids move back in, trust me, the first thing they would say is, here's what I plan on paying. Here's my plan. And I would be cool with that because they need to do that. And I was the a-hole at 18 years old, 19 years old, telling my dad, how could, calling him landlord and making fun of him and mocking him because he charged me to live there. And by the way, it was a very humble place to live. And the only reason he did it is because they were all broke. But I was such a bastard of a kid, I had no idea.
Have you apologized for that?
I probably haven't, buddy. I probably haven't. I do not remember apologizing for it. And again, those are things you forget. That was 40 years ago.
Never too late.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Until it is too late.
Yeah, then that's even more right.
Yeah, throw him a text.
Yeah.
And maybe like father, like son, he also won't respond.
Yeah. Hey, who knows, right? But I still would have sent it, Ross.
Yes. Well, here,
I half the value.
Feel better about yourself, Jimmy. Someone just texted us 77031. My 50-year-old brother is living with my parents because he can't find a $600,000 house that he likes.
Oh, really? That's cool. Okay. He's got standards, He's got standards.
I mean, if he has $600,000, that makes sense. But if he's walking in with like a $20, hour job.
When I moved back in with my parents, when I moved down to Florida, I told my mom I'll stay with you a month and then I'll get a new place.
I was about to dive right into you, buddy.
9 months later, I believe my presence there really enriched their lives. I believe I brought an element of entertainment.
I saw you sitting there with pursed lips the entire time I was talking, wondering what was boiling under that perfect hair of yours.
I was actually thinking about me and my kids. I just realized that, wait a second, when I moved down here, I moved back into my mom's place.
That's right.
Did not pay rent.
Yeah.
She did my laundry, folded it on the bed. It was lovely.
Oh, yeah. Now, you have an 18-year-old living with you now, right?
I do.
So let me ask you a question. So if my kids were in that scenario, they were turning 18 and did not have, or had plans to go to college and live at home or whatever, I would, because they were still able to work. My child that was on a college scholarship, she wasn't able to work. They would not allow her to work while she played volleyball for the school. So we were able to take care of her through that and through prepaid college and stuff like that. So we were able to help out and allow that to happen. She still didn't ask for much. But is there a buffer? Like if your kid turns 18 and they're going, as long as they're in college, you'll pick it up?
That's
your thing?
That is my buffer.
Yeah,
as long as she's going
That's your
to
deal.
school. She's going to school right now. As long as that continues, she's fine.
And she works too, right?
She does work, but if she decides to take off school for the summer, I'm mulling over the idea of 3 months of rent.
Yeah, $50, something like that. Just something simple to show that you have the ability to pay it.
Yep.
Does your brother pay rent to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did he offer, or was that just a deal going in?
I shouldn't say this, but I'm really happy about this. He pays more than me, baby.
That's good.
I like to call him.
That's a great deal.
His name is Chase Padgett, but when I live with him, it's called Chase Profit. Let's get it. I'm looking at my over-under, baby.
Well, it's funny how many people are texting and saying that, like, at 15, 16, as soon as they could get a job, their parents started charging them $100 a month.
Really? Now, I didn't do that. Not at 15 or 16, but here's what we did do. If they wanted a phone, they had to pay a certain portion of their phone bill. And if they had a car, they would have to pay insurance.
Now, see, when we were growing up,
that was that was as much as a damn car payment. We're buying but you're buying like $3,500 cars. Those first cars, that 1992 Honda Civic with a nice 260,000 miles on it.
No, man, he needs to break him down even further than that. Get a car like my brother's first car. He nicknamed the Biscuit. Had to put a quart of oil in it at every traffic light.
I remember,
but he paid for it. That was his car.
My first car was a Nissan Maxima, and it treated me quite well. And I remember how cheap it was because she surprised me. My mom surprised me and goes, "I got you a car.
Wow.
Here you go." Gave me the keys, the whole dramatic, stereotypical thing. And I looked at it, and I was really excited. I said, "Mom, how were you able to afford this?" And she said, "I spent my tax return on it." I went, "Oh my God, how much was your tax return?" She said, $1,600. And I went, "Yes." Wait, what? My car is worth $1,600.
Did it last?
And I was still grateful, and I'm still grateful to this day. But it was just a very comedic way of finding out, like, oh man, my car's awful.
Yeah.
My car sucks.
So all of my kids went to work at like 16. The minute they could go to work, they went to work, part-time job, everything from Little Caesars to Dunkin' Donuts. To anything, right? They could work. They went to work. Winn-Dixie or Publix was one. So, they would pay, if they had their vehicle. And I think every one of my kids had a car at 16. So we gave them vehicles because it was just so much easier. They're so active. It was actually easier and cheaper for me mentally and emotionally to let them drive themselves to practice instead of, spending 6 hours a day getting everybody back and forth to their practices. The one thing was like, you have to pay for your insurance, which was no joke. It was like, $150 a month or something because you're an 18-year-old or 16-year-old driver. But they were fine with it. They didn't have a problem with it whatsoever.
And there's also one thing that, I'm trying to never live with my mom. I don't rule out my mom living with me, but I'm not living with my mom. But the one situation that you brought up, say that she is paying rent.
Your
right?
mother, if your mother moves in.
In this story, that the daughter
girl
is paying for rent.
Got it.
It's 50-50.
Right.
And it's not even their old house. They moved into an apartment.
Got it.
I think there's some validity of going, hey, got to clean up because you're a train wreck. We can't have people over. I think you start stepping in because now you're looking at two adults.
That's different.
If you're paying half, 100%. If you're paying if the rent on the place is like $1,700 a month and you're throwing in $150 or $200, I got bad news for you. If I wanted to bring in old carcasses and throw them around the living room, you're going to have to deal with it.
Hell yeah. That 25-year-old, if she's got enough time to complain, then she's home enough to help clean up. And like Mom says, she's working all day and she's tired. She shouldn't have to clean up for a 25-year-old so she can have her friends come over.
Would you charge your mom rent?
No. And I've had
You don't charge your mama rent, boy.
I've had both parents of my wife, both in-laws, move in with me. We never charge rent.
Never charge rent?
What's wrong with you?
I would never charge my mom rent.
Yes, you would. You were thinking about it. You need time alone with your golden calf.
I would not stop.
You would too.
The fact that
you were thinking about it.
The fact that you even think that I would charge my own sweet mother rent, God rest her soul, by the way.
That's all right. She felt that thought about how much money that you would have cost her.
$135 isn't that bad. I mean, it's only a certain portion of her disability check. Come on.
I mean,
guys, here's the thing. That's supposed to be a joke. You guys are supposed to be laughing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's a joke.
Oh, yeah. No. That murmur's not going to do.
I just think
I never
it's-
charged my mother rent, by the way, you jackasses.
I
can't believe you even made me say that to defend myself. Sons of bitches. I hate every one of you.
I think it would make sense, though, of you, getting money from Medicaid. I think that's fair.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us. It's a matter of time, Deb. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's just warming up.
Can I tell you it's cheaper? It's cheaper. I'll take it. Can I get Medicaid now? I'll sign up for it right now.
I tried, man.
Don't fade me. I got no problem with it. $100 a month?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm in.
That's a cell phone bill.
Oh, man.
Easy.
For a 25-year-old. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King with you now in the Fox 35 Storm Center. I want to update you Wednesday weather here in Central Florida after some patchy morning fog for you on this Wednesday morning. Looks like we'll shift over to mostly sunny skies. Another very warm afternoon here in Central Florida. High temps in those low mid-80s again today. West winds 5 to 10. We're 62 tonight. Fog develops late overnight. Quiet skies, keeping it dry with light winds for you Thursday. Another mostly sunny day. 84 degrees, keeping things dry. Friday, rain chances pepper on up. Looks like we'll hit a high at around 80 before the clouds really increase and rain chances come up for the afternoon at 60%. A scattering of showers and storms. And as we fast forward into Saturday and Sunday here in Central Florida, high temps in the low and mid 70s. Very windy weather conditions for you and a rain chance and some ocean blown showers at about 30%. We'll keep you updated on that weekend forecast for sure. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Have a great day and remember to depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa is bringing brisket back in a big way. Try it in a sandwich, bowl, or a panini. Brisket just got better at Wawa.
Checkers $5 meal deal is for people who know what it's like to stretch. Every dollar. Ooh. Before you pull a hammy, get to Checkers and feast on our $5 meal deal. Fill up on a fully dressed Checker burger or Fry Lovers burger, plus 8-piece white meat chicken bites, Checkers oh-so-famous seasoned fries, and a 16-ounce drink. Oh, mama, that's a lot for just $5. The Checkers $5 meal deal. Woo. No stretch required.
Not sure what's the best way to save for college? Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. For more than 30 years, we've helped more than 1.2 million Florida families save for college. As the largest, most successful prepaid program in the nation, our mission is to give every parent the opportunity to save for higher education, so you can give your child a life full of opportunity. Our Easy Plan Calculator can help you find the right plan for your family's budget, no matter how tight. Enroll by February 28th and get $50. Find your plan today.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rockstar nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer, unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about little tips and tricks for filling their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens 90-day refills to save them a trip, or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, we got you, with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicare. See pharmacists for restrictions and exclusions.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
When storms hit, we're here for you. With new grid technology that can reroute power to avoid outages, and better communication to keep you in the know. And as we transition to a cleaner energy future, we'll still be here for you, keeping your costs down even as we work to expand renewables and explore new energy sources. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Vamos Orlando. Preseason started today, and from what I can tell so far, up 1-0. Let's go, you Lions. Great offseason. Can't wait till the 25th. Get your tickets. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily, 77031. What you just heard there was a talk back. You can do that as well. Just get the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio. Once you get it, use that microphone to send it on down the line. And we play it. Just that simple. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Scott Maxwell coming up in the next hour, 5:20 or so. Did you guys hear the news about a touring rock legend hanging up the boots?
Yes.
Did you not?
Wait. No, I'm just thinking Springsteen. I'm going Sunday. He better not. It's not him.
No, it's not.
No.
Did you hear it, Deb?
I thought I did, but no.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy.
Wow.
Ozzy is done. Hard rock legend Ozzy Osbourne announces the cancellation of his 2023 tour dates in the UK and continental Europe. He issued a statement early Wednesday saying damage to his spine suffered in an accident 4 years ago will prevent him from touring. He said he's honestly humbled by the way that everybody held on to their tickets and waited, but unfortunately and in good conscience, he cannot go out there because his health just isn't there, to be honest with you, to tour across the country. They're trying to figure out a way for people to come see him, which should be pretty easy. Like when I saw this, but one part of the story is actually very interesting. They have worked, he's only 74 for the record, and he does not look only 74. He has been difficult on his body. He's a Grammy Award winner, former vocalist for the metal band Black Sabbath, of course. The singing voice is great, by the way. If you've heard him sing, he sounds exactly like he did when he was younger. I mean, his voice has not varied one bit. But, of course, he is a feeble old man. and has had a number of operations, 3 of them. He's had stem cell treatments, physical therapy, and he had, are you ready? He had a hybrid assistive limb treatment. What do you think that is?
Cyborg.
Yeah,
he was a cyborg.
yeah, bionics.
Bro had a robot limb helping him recover from his surgery. So he had one of those exoskeletons that strapped onto him that helped him move his arms and legs as an exoskeleton robot to help him work out his arms and legs, getting back in shape.
I wonder how much Cobra that cost.
Yeah. A hybrid assistive limb treatment, which uses a robotic exoskeleton to help improve movement and balance. He really turned into Iron Man.
He did.
He thanked his family and crew and all the metal pioneers that were touring with him. Judas Priest, one of those bands. But you know what? This is a guy. Now, I don't know if, of course, England doesn't have a Vegas. What's the closest thing to Vegas in England, in Europe? It's not like,
Piccadilly Circus?
Yeah, maybe that, but do they... And the point is this.
Did that make sense? I don't know.
It did, actually. If there'd be one area of London.
But do they have, that's where the theaters are? In other words, what I'm saying is, could he set up somewhere like Vegas and have a residency?
No.
And just
no, he's got to go to Branson like everyone else.
But there's nowhere, what I'm saying is there's nowhere in England like that. Like where he could set up at a really nice hotel or a really nice performance venue and just have him be the resident player and have people come see him. It wouldn't be for forever, but
I think London would be it.
I was going to say London would be like the O2 Arena would be the only place I could see him setting up, or maybe somewhere in his hometown. But
or
like even the beachside towns don't have like big amphitheaters or.
But if he did, he obviously I think when he says touring, that's like from night to night. Doing the show, hopping on the bus, going to the next thing. Doing a show the next night. Obviously, he couldn't do that, but you can imagine that he could go into like Vegas and play for a month. And if you are in the U.S. and you wanted to see Ozzy do his thing, probably for one of the last times, you'd make plans to go see him in Vegas. I mean, the biggest stars in the world do that now. It's not people who are going out. It's not the Osmonds anymore. It's Lady Gaga, it's Shania Twain, it's Elton John, it's Billy Joel. These are like the biggest names in music are doing these residencies now in Vegas. It's not below it anymore. I mean, that used to be where you went to die, but it isn't like that anymore. I mean, I feel that he could probably do that anywhere. I mean, that would be the easiest way to do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like you go to an area and say, hey, look, like the Broadway shows do. I'm going to be here for 3 weeks. Come see me.
Yeah.
That seems like the easiest way to do it. Takes all the pressure off the artist.
I think the saddest part about this is that his voice is still intact.
Yeah.
So, that's the moneymaker. That's what people want to hear and see.
Right. And, and truthfully, with all due respect to Ozzy, because he's done a lot and he had a gigantic impact on music globally, he wasn't much of a showman. Like if you ever go back and watch Ozzy, even in his prime, it wasn't like he was, he's just out there being Ozzy. He was just raising his hands up and, and being the Prince of Darkness,
See, I thought he was like one of the ultimate showmen. He made news from his showmanship. He did the whole bird thing,
yeah,
right?
But that wasn't even on stage, buddy. I mean, well, he had one incident on stage where he bit the head off a bat, but it was a rubber bat somebody threw on stage, and that's lore, But in that where he bit the head off the pigeon or whatever it was, that was in a meeting with a record company. He was actually trying to get them to put the record out, and he did that, and horrified everybody. So that's where that happened. And on stage, again, if you go back even to like the 80s and 90s, when Ozzy was a force with his solo career, he wasn't like, it wasn't like seeing David Lee Roth or Mick Jagger or, he's not strutting around the stage. He just kind of walks back and forth fast in a onesie and would raise his hands up like that. That's kind of all he did. I'm accurate, right? That's accurate.
So right.
Yeah, he had onesie with it cut down to his belly button and big old bulbous Benny Hill body of his, and hairy and messy and drunk and high.
But he just does that arm raise. Yeah. Come on.
And nobody F's with him, and it's not because of Ozzy. Nobody wants to F with Sharon. Sharon will kill everybody you know. Her dad was a record promoter and a executive, and it was an absolute force. So, I mean, she has basically walked that guy through his career, with all the drugs and cheating and all that other stuff. She stayed right there, and she still looks great.
Yeah, she's killing it.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Yeah, she does.
She's still on that show? The View?
No.
She was long gone.
That ended badly a while back.
Yeah, she's back in England now.
Yeah.
I think she moved back.
They did. They left England or left the States.
She supported Piers Morgan after his comments about Meghan Markle.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but they left the States because of the rise in all the mass shootings.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, no, we're done with your obsession with guns. We're leaving.
Yeah, she left, and she's an interesting character. Sharon on her own is an interesting story. Maybe actually the more interesting of the two, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, we know what Ozzy's done for the most part, but the stuff that she did behind the scenes, basically, and that's just with Ozzy. When you hear other metal bands that she kind of took under her wing and made them famous as well, like a band called Cold Chamber. That band was taken under the wing by Sharon, put them out on the Ozfest tour and started their entire career. She did that with a bunch of them. What was that face?
Nothing. I was just looking at the time.
All right, we got to go then. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Freshie coming up right now.
Ooh, hot.
Hot Freshie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality for Valentine's Day and the lowest prices.
Delays continue in Sanford eastbound along I-4, approaching State Road 46. An earlier accident still has a right lane blocked here. Traffic is backed up to the Lake Mary Rest area. Also seeing slowdowns in Sanford on the northbound 417 ramp onto eastbound I-4. Westbound traffic along I-4 is backing up from Osceola to Parkway into 429. Watch out for a wreck now reported along Conway Road at Anderson Road. See a traffic problem? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
This report is sponsored by Rude Air Conditioners.
Rude Air Conditioners, engineered tough, built to last, dependability day after day, year after year. Rely on Rude. Find your Rude Pro Partner contractor at RudeACFlorida.com. RudeACFlorida.com.
Man, I know this. If you have a bathroom in your house that is, let's say, not up to par, it can really ruin the entire feel of your property, especially if it's that guest bathroom. Man, that'll keep you from inviting friends over, family over. It's just so embarrassing. And even if you've done everything else to your house to make it absolutely perfect, you won't touch that bathroom. You've heard those nightmare stories. You're like, oh my God, get a contractor in there. They'll take your money and you won't see them for months. Or you'll see a different team of people every other day, never knowing who's going to be on your job. And then you might not get the materials you actually pay for because sometimes these guys will swap it out for cheaper stuff to make them more money. Don't deal with any of that. Get with Rebath of Mid-Florida. Go to their showroom, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe, and see some beautiful products, indestructible, gorgeous. And yes, they can provide all the looks, all the new trends. They know all of that stuff. And they can do it with natural stone like travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors. They use brands you've known forever, Moen, Kohler, Delta, Birch Cabinetry. That's what they're installing. It's not junk. They're unbelievably really beautiful bathrooms. Hop online, rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters. And then when you're convinced that will work for you, give these guys a call and see what they can do. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to set up that perfect space outside to cozy up with your friends and family while the weather is cool. Tools Ace Hardware has the best brands and grills from Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Napoleon. And now Tools Ace Hardware carries Uni pizza ovens perfect for making handcrafted fire-roasted pizzas. Get it all assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture at one of their 12 Central Florida locations. Or shop online at acehardware.com. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Were you hurt in a vehicle and want compensation?
When you're injured on the go, just call them up.
Did an accident leave you in need of
injured on the go, just call Mo. When you're injured on the go, just call Mo.
Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
You know what they say, new year, new you. Lean into that freshness with Pollo Tropical and start the year on the right note with our all-new churrasco steak bowl. It's a refreshing combination of crisp lettuce topped with our Fiesta bean mix, tomatoes, cheese, and avocado slices. We finish it off with our perfectly grilled churrasco steak and our homemade chimichurri. Can you hear that? The churrasco steak bowl. It's as fresh as it sounds, only at Pollo Tropical.
Is that a horse?
Actually, it's a wild stallion. Since Navy Federal Credit Union's Platinum Card made it easier to tame our holiday debt, I wanted to see if I could tame something else.
Uh-huh.
Help me saddle up. I need to pick the kids up from school.
With a low intro APR on balance transfers, the Platinum Credit Card lets you take control of your debt. Learn more at NavyFederal.org/Platinum offer. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by CrimeLine.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I have not eaten since 11 o'clock this morning, but I just had a Grande Nitro cold brew. And baby, I am ready to shoot the gas.
Shoot the gas.
Feeling
Shoot it.
lit. Go.
Nikki Glaser. Fat old man who, who had a really cool singing voice.
Yeah,
but he did not give an F. That's the one thing about Ozzy that was the most rock and roll thing about him is he did not care, and he was painfully self-destructive, and that's kind of fun to watch. All right, your 5 o'clock keyword is bank, B-A-N-K. Just go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Again, it's bank, B-A-N-K. That is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Word.
And so is Ross.
Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. What do I have for us today? I just pulled this out. Hold on. Where'd it go?
You lost your tab.
What did I have here today? God, we can.
Did you watch the movie yet I assigned yesterday? Pinocchio?
No, I did not watch it yet.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Don't watch the other crap one with Tom Hanks.
No, I'm not going to do that for sure. You know what? I did. Did you watch the movie You People yet, Ross?
No.
You have to watch it. I started remembering scenes from it last night, and I mean, there are some very uncomfortable kind of scenes, and it's very funny. And I don't usually like stuff like stuff like The Office. I'm not a giant fan of
cringe stuff.
I am not a giant fan of that. I'm really not. If it's not done like overboard, like Dinner for Schmucks, or that scene in Anchorman 2 where it's so overboard, it's clownish. This is in the context of two families meeting for an interracial relationship. And, oh, by the way, the one thing I didn't mention yesterday is the white family is also very Jewish. So they're meeting a Jewish family, has a kid dating a black family's daughter. And the black family is played by Eddie Murphy, the father is. And it's just a really interesting, fun movie. What, Ross?
So I was just wondering if you could tell me what you meant by very Jewish.
No, I mean, they play it up to be, that stereotypical Jewish thing where it's, just the stereotypical Jewish thing. I don't know what that is. Like, I guess just all of the cultural things with being Jewish.
God, I've
And
always
referencing that all the time. That's what.
I had a Jewish roommate, and I always felt uncomfortable asking questions, and he would always give me answers.
Yeah.
But I've just so wild how so many radically different lives that are out there.
I will tell you what I don't understand. I didn't even plan going here, but I will do it anyway. I don't understand, and this is probably going to seem so unbelievably naive considering how I grew up. I do not understand the hate for Jews. I do not understand that. Even when you look at today and you're like, yeah, Jews are hated, blacks are hated, now it's Asian. I don't understand any of that, for one thing. I'll just say that blanketly, but I don't. Where is the Jewish hate? What does that stem from? Do you know?
Well, we have Hitler on line 1.
No, I mean, obviously that's.
I think believe it has to go back to Jesus's crucifixion.
So, even from then, so people today in 2023,
because they
will hate a group of people for something that people did 2,000 years ago. And because they happen to be from that same heritage?
I guess. And then it evolved into, the trope that they control Hollywood.
And the banks.
Banking.
Right, So it's...
So people hate Jews because they're good at business?
Because they're smart and they have an appreciation of education.
And because they're disciplined? Or is it something else? Is there a claim that Jews are thieves? Or that they're shisty?
I don't believe so, but I believe it was. It's just another thing used to divide and conquer. It's one of those things where you break people up into groups, you pit them against each other, and use it to control.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just whatever the stereotype is, it's it's used for someone else's power grab.
I never understood the ignorance of hating somebody without knowing them. I never understood that. Even from a very young age, I grew up around a lot of bigotry in a small town. That happens for sure. Still there, by the way. Still growing fine.
Hey, let me assure you that north of the Mason-Dixon line in a town like Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's alive and well there, too.
Well, let me tell you, I just heard the guys from Smartless do an interview with, or was it Mark Maron do an interview with Octavia Spencer?
Mm-hmm.
And she said that she's from Birmingham, Alabama. She said by far she experienced more racism in L.A. than she did in Birmingham, Alabama. By far. And again, I just don't understand. How can you dislike somebody or hold that kind of
animosity,
ill intent and animosity against somebody that's done nothing to you personally? They just happen to be black or Asian or Jewish. For the life of me, I've never understood that. But if you want to hate somebody for something they've done to you or something they've done to somebody you love or somebody else that you care about or just the general public, I mean, I guess you could do that, but to just hate somebody because you've been told to hate them seems so GD ignorant and so unbelievably cowardly, because you can't form your own opinion.
Yeah, it has to be. It's something that's taught. Whether it's
I know that's the case for sure.
in a family unit or it's preached through whatever entertainment you're following, and now you see it with people like Andrew Tate and and just all those voices out there. The guy,
I know who you're talking about.
The guy who just got sued for billions with the Sandy Hook, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Did you watch CBS Sunday Morning this past weekend?
No, I missed it.
Oh, wow. That's a rarity. Jack watches that show every weekend.
I know, I do as well. But this last weekend, it was really interesting and really, really disheartening because one of the stats that they had shown was that 62% of young people do not know about the Holocaust, do not know just how much genocide was committed during the Holocaust and all the different groups that genocide was committed against.
Let me tell you, man, I mean, when you go back and watch the films of World War II, when they start infiltrating the concentration camps and they started rolling German citizens through there, I didn't know that there were a number of German citizens that had no idea that stuff was happening in their own land. And they were rolled through there to see the atrocities of that. I'm not saying all of them, Deborah, of course, but there were certain factions of that society that were even blind to what they're... I mean, you could say that about any government, that we would be blind to what they're really trying to do. I mean, nobody here would be dumb enough to make the statement out loud that they've got a grip on what our government's all about all the way through.
No, but I mean, those camps were not small. Those train lines were running all the time. If you were close to them, the ash would fall like snow.
But I do remember the I mean, maybe they didn't know the whole story because there's no question. And Ross, I'm sure you've seen these films where they would put German citizens and they would literally walk them through the concentration camps as part of not the reparations, but as part of the process of explaining to the world and them what their military had been doing for the last 4 years.
So I got an answer of why do people not like Jewish people?
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of the foundation of a lot of hate. And you can sum it up in one word, but it's different. I think human history. So this is the answer that I found on the internet. This is off of history.com. Hostility against Jews may date back nearly as far as Jewish history. In the ancient empires of Babylonia, Greece, and Rome, Jews who originated in the ancient kingdom of Judea were often criticized and persecuted for their efforts to remain a separate culture group rather than taking on the religious and social customs of their conquerors.
There you go. In other words, they defended themselves against the people that would take them over. Like plenty of people have been forced into Catholicism, Christianity.
Well, in their case, multiple deities. When they were the God of Abraham, they did not want to worship multiple gods. They had one God. And then, their conquerors are like, no, you're going to be a little bit more like us. And they'd be like, no, we're going to stay Jewish.
Well, do you think it has anything to do with that? I mean, they're not the rejection of Christ as the second coming, but their non-belief in that. Does that also have something to do with it, you guys think?
For some?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you got to remember the country is less Christian than it's ever been.
Right.
I mean, 40... I mean, it's less and less. And I think if you look at the numbers projected into 2050, the number is staggeringly low.
With the rise of Christianity, anti-Semitism spread throughout much of Europe.
Because of the thought that they picked the thief instead of Christ.
Monotheistic religion. It's if you look hard enough, you're going to see it be the foundation of a lot of bloodshed.
Yeah, there's tons of it there. I mean, it's Christianity, Islam. I mean, it's all been, I'm not a gigantic fan of organized religion. And I know that probably comes as a great shock to you guys. But I'm not.
Really.
I'm just not a great. I just think every single church I've been a part of, every single one of them, have failed because the leadership was corrupt. It corrupted to the point where they had to ask the person to leave. Two of them. The person who married me, who I thought was one of the best people I'd ever met, one of the best human beings I'd ever encountered. I think 4 years after I was married, found out he was bounced out of his church because he had an affair with the secretary or the assistant there. And then the other one was bounced out of his church because of the same kind of thing, improprieties with some of the female members. And the music director was the same thing. The churches are rife with it. They were absolutely rife with it.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
And can I tell you, that's not where it stopped. The congregation was just as bad. It was almost like a hookup scenario for a lot of these places. Oh. My first one was definitely like that. God. Like we knew at least 4 or 5 couples. Just the kids in the school and the church knew there were 4 or 5 couples that were screwing around on their spouses with people in the church, with friends.
I got to tell you though, that sounds pretty hot.
Oh, stop it,
hey, listen, if I'm a priest, I'm a pastor.
God almighty.
You always want what you can't have.
All right, 407-916.
You are bad.
And dude, when you got all those good suits in a Cadillac.
I'm not saying go do it. I'm just saying that must have been super hot.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back with our buddy Scott Maxwell right after this.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Traffic is stacking up westbound along the 408 with an accident near Pine Hills Road. 3 left lanes are blocked, and we also have delays in the eastbound direction of the 408 near Pine Hills with a right lane blocked. An accident eastbound along I-4 near Michigan Street off to the right shoulder, still causing delays here. And another accident eastbound along the 408 a little east of I-4 with roadblock in the right lane. See a traffic problem? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day is now posted on Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Find it on the Real Radio Twitter account right now. It's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They sponsor our Twitter poll. They are a direct mortgage lender. Brad Siebert and the team at WeAreNotTheBanks.com can help you refinance the home where you live or perhaps get you the mortgage for your next home, your dream home. Is 2023 the year you're going to make that move? If so, the website to visit is wearenotthebanks.com for all your mortgage needs. Brad deals with all types of buyers. If you got good credit, awesome. If you got bumps in your credit, he can still work with you. They have many different types of loans, and Brad knows his stuff. Helped me through my refi several years ago. It was a quick and easy process, plus I got a great rate for all your mortgage needs. Again, this website is wearenotthebanks.com. And MLS ID number 1169, equal housing opportunity.
This hour of talk on Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Enter the Mountain Dew Courtside Kicks Sweepstakes for your chance to win a pair of courtside seats to see the Magic take on the Knicks at Amway Center on February 7th and a pair of custom-designed sneakers autographed by Magic guard Jalen Suggs.
Suggs just going to shoot it, and he's going to draw it. You don't need to pass it.
For your chance to win, just visit OrlandoMagic.com/Mountain Dew Sweeps. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends February 1st. For full rules, visit OrlandoMagic.com/Mountain Dew Sweeps.
Anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. One jackpot is paid out every minute on the hottest slot machines and table games. With over $2 billion in jackpots paid out in the last year, you could be the next lucky winner. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa has over 800 rooms and suites, a luxurious rock spa and salon, award-winning restaurants, and an exciting comedy and concert lineup, including pool parties with world-renowned artists. With a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment options, anybody can win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trendley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trendley Kramer, TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com.
Here's a Valentine's reminder from International Diamond Center. It's not just the thought that counts, it's the effort too. So let IDC turn your Valentine's Day gift into a grand romantic gesture with our ultimate Valentine's Day package. Right now, when you spend $99 or more on jewelry at IDC, we'll give you some gorgeous long stem roses, a box of delicious chocolates, and a gift card towards dinner at Vito's Chop House or Fishbones. It's just one stop at IDC, and you create a total romantic experience. You simply choose which ring, pair of earrings or bracelet or sparkling pendant best matches your special someone, and we take care of the rest. And as always, we guarantee the best value price with no commission salespeople. The ultimate Valentine's Day package. Jewelry, flowers, dinner, and candy from IDC. And it's yours just for spending $99 or more on some nice jewelry she'll love. Sure does make it look like she's worth the extra effort, and that's the thought that really counts. Hurry in now because packages are limited. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Directions and more at shopidc.com.
The car market went crazy high during COVID, then it came down crazy hard, and now I believe it's coming back up. Call me crazy, call me a gambler, but I'm buying cars higher than I was a month ago because I think that they're firming back up. The highest price of the year of the 30 years I've been doing GiveMeTheVin.com is spring, and spring is right around the corner. Sell me your car at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Every parent wants their child to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Florida Prepaid has a plan to help you support them by affordably and confidently saving for college. Our 529 prepaid plans start at $45 a month, and you have the peace of mind knowing that when you lock in 2023 prepaid plan pricing, your payment will never go up. It's inflation-proof and further proof that it's the best way to ensure the brightest future. Enroll by February 28th and get $50. Find your plan today.
Follow the Bible in a Year with Jack Graham podcast today. Begin your New Year's resolution with the Bible and see why millions have already started Bible in a Year with Jack Graham.
This podcast was created to help you solidify your faith as you experience the story of the Bible through live action recordings and emotional orchestral music.
Listen to Bible in a Year with Jack Graham on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
While at the Ramrod Ranch, I got rear-ended by a well-hung but careless cowboy. Attorney Crab Newberg got me $200 and a pair of tickets to the Country Music Festival. Thanks, Crab.
Crab Newberg. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. 5 o'clock keyword is bank, B-A-N-K. Go to realradio.fm. Send that off for your chance at $1,000. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here, and every Wednesday at 5:20, we invite our good friend Scott Maxwell to drop by. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. That's when you can read his columns, but you can find him every day on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Big round of applause for Mr. Maxwell, guys.
Yay! Oh, yeah, intelligence.
Sweet Heat, what's up, Bubba?
I'm doing all right. I was going to tell you guys, I didn't even think about this again until now. I had a weird exchange with a reader today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So at the end of my column, I sometimes do Q&A questions. I say, ask me anything, and I'll see if I can't find an answer to you. Whatever happened to a former mayor, why is Lake Eola named Lake Eola? Whatever it is. And one of them wrote this really nice letter, and it said, I'm a big fan of your column. I read it every day, but I've been looking at your picture through the years, and it hasn't changed. Why do you start every day off with a lie?
Oh, got it. That's a valid question, Scott.
Yeah.
Tell us, why do you lie to Orlando every day?
So it took this, pretty sharp turn, right? And I was like, oh wow! But he was so nice about it, and I was like, actually, Bob, I think it was Bob. That picture we're using, we shot a few months ago, and that's the one that's in the paper every day. And so I sent him this nice note back, and he's like, no, I'm not buying it.
It's like me with Jack's hair.
So then I started looking at it, and I was like, well, it actually, it looks like I got pretty dark hair. So then I ended up, I did this. I said, Bob, the truth is, I know what he said. I'm not buying it. I saw another picture of you, and you looked a lot grayer. And I said, well, that's actually true. And I'm for your viewers on the Zoom here. I said, on the sides, I've got more gray, but when you look straight ahead, and so then I sent him a picture of me from the side from last year and a more recent one from like last week, and he's like, "Okay, all right, I think I'm buying it now."
All right, very good. So when are you guys going out?
Bob's 84 and has no hair, by the way.
So your standards have slipped.
Yes. You don't know where I started, Deb.
I do notice the change in Scott's appearance when I take out my Christmas decorations, because I wrap them in old newspaper, and I see many.
So good.
I see many different years of Scott's face.
So good.
Oh, you should decoupage that.
Upright. I'm holding it together.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. How'd you? We already talk about how you made out last week.
Last week. Oh, I didn't play last week.
Oh, you didn't play last week.
Yeah.
He didn't make it to the game.
Yeah.
No, I didn't make it to the game. But the casino trip was it was okay.
Yeah, all right.
All
right. Very good.
Yeah, but we got we're going. I'm going to Vegas in March, though. That's going to be the big one.
Nice. I do not go to Vegas in March. I haven't played cards in so long. I should play more. Jack should have a game or something.
I'm gonna tell you. Here's my tip. Everybody's got a tip, right? And I'm here to let you know. Don't listen to anybody's, but listen to this one. The best time to go to a poker room is around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of sloppy drunk people who have no business still having their money in front of them, and that is the time you go fishing.
I like it, Scott. I like the fact that you're a bottom feeder when it comes to poker.
Yes. Yeah, well, and in my profession, but yes.
I don't believe that.
Bottom feeder, that 80-year-old just got excited.
We're talking to Scott Maxwell here, Orlando Sentinel, of course, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can read his columns. Pretty much the I don't know, the Sentinel of Orlando. Oddly enough,
good play.
Like one of those guys just kind of watches out for the city. And we talked about this when it happened. I think it happened while we're on the air. We made the announcement here, but your piece today was about Harvey Massey. It's interesting, Scott, because we hear so many bad things about business leaders or political leaders. Rarely do you get to hear a ray of sunshine being spoken about. It's rare that one of those comes along. Most people will forego morality to make some money. And the one thing about Harvey Massey that we know is that he was not like that at all. Actually, he was a pillar of this community and one of the few people who would fight for what he thought was right. And unfortunately for us, what he thought was right was pretty much right for everybody. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And so we did a piece when he passed away last week. I think it was even on the front page of the paper, and it recognized him for starting. Well, I think most of your listeners will recognize the name. They've probably seen him on TV. He was the spokesman for Massey Services, and that became, I think, the 5th largest pest control company in the nation and the largest family privately owned one in the nation. But they also recognized him because he was a sort of a pillar of philanthropy, millions and millions of dollars that he and his wife Carol donated to the arts, to veterans issues. He was a veteran himself, to education, to children's health care, a big donor to Nemours Children's Hospital, cultural causes. And I thought that was all great. Sort of my take on columns is I don't want to say anything that I think everybody else has already said unless I can add something to it. And then over the weekend, after he passed away, I found myself thinking, Harvey did something else that a lot of people forgot. And that was that he stepped up and served on the Expressway Authority. And before your listeners start to, want to turn the dial thinking, oh my God, they're going to talk about toll roads. That we've talked about the billions of dollars that go through organizations like the Expressway Authority and the Airport Authority. And all too often, those boards, which are often controlled by political appointees, are controlled by these people who really just want to run a grift. They want to steer contracts to their buddies. Maybe they want to get political donations to candidates. You'll get a contract, but you got to steer $100,000 to the governor or the county or the mayor or whoever.
Or you get a seat on the commission because you've done that.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. Oh, hell, we've had developers who, there was a developer who had land that he wanted the Expressway Authority to buy when he got appointed to the Expressway Authority. I mean, you don't have to, anyway. And Harvey got appointed by Governor Charlie Crist right after the grand jury had declared a culture of corruption. And the culture of corruption, that's their word, culture of corruption, at the Expressway Authority was all about that political thing. It was about, we're going to give you a contract, you steer money to politicians. And Harvey sort of came, you'll forgive me, stick with me, sort of came from that culture in the sense that he was part of that inner workings. He was part of the good old boys club. He was part of that insiders, wealthy people. But man, as soon as he got there, he started looking under the covers. He started poking around and he said, this stuff is wrong.
Yeah, it's gross.
And he started calling it out. And I know for a fact that his buddy said, hey, Harvey, I don't think you know how this is supposed to go. You're supposed to get your position. You're supposed to help all the developers get their deals. You're supposed to help all the politicians get their contributions. And he said, hell no. And he kept pushing back. And in one of the incidents that I found, because I reread everything I'd written on them, this was more than a decade ago, they finally, the sort of the culture of corruption was so bad that the internal auditor quit. And I mean, when your own auditor, that's the person who's supposed to be watching to make sure you're spending the money the right way. When the auditor taps out and says, no, this group is beyond help. And that good old boys network, they swooped in and they said, disgruntled employee, good thing he's gone. Harvey didn't stand up for the donors and he didn't stand up for the politicians. He said, no, if the auditor's leaving, it's a problem with this organization and the people running it, not the guy who left. And I think that takes balls.
Yeah,
there's nothing in it financially for him.
It went over poorly. Let's just say it went over poorly.
But you know what? And here's the thing. I have no doubt that he got some of the fish eye and the stink eye when he goes to the cocktail parties because of what he did. But you know what? The very next year when we did a list of the 25 most powerful people in Central Florida, that was the year everybody, and I used to poll all the movers and shakers in town, that was the first year Harvey moved on to that list, because that's how you make a difference. If you're another one of these go along, get along bobbleheads that we write about, the guys who end up getting dragged in front of the grand juries, I was like, you don't leave a legacy. You don't leave a mark. Nobody's going to remember you. You're just another in a long line of yes men. once you stand up for something, once you do the hard thing, that's when people respect it. Even if they don't like it, even if they tell you to stop it, they know that you mean business. And I think for that reason, I thought it was a story worth telling, to remember not only what he did, but to maybe encourage other people to do the same thing, because those are the guys who leave a legacy.
Yeah, him, Rosen, guys like that, those are the people that where you look at and you go, wow, those are community pillars. They help out this community. They do things that help this community. You know, I've said it for years. The Massey Company does not endorse me, but along with the people who endorse this show, I will tell you, I just don't know that you could get better service from a company for the money. And I know somebody who works for them in a managerial position, runs his own crew, and he's been working with them for almost 18 years. I mean, he wouldn't trade that job for anything in the world. He gives every employee there gets treated well. And if you really want an indication on what kind of person Harvey Massey was, much like Harris Rosen, just ask the employees. They'll be glad to tell you. And that, I mean, I can't imagine you could get a better endorsement from the people that you're paying, from people who are, watering lawns, all the way up to people who are, selling deals to massive communities like Reunion or whatever. I mean, it's the same thing. They all loved him.
And guys, to make Harris Rosen, and I respect the heck out of Harris Rosen, and he and I have had some differences. He hung up on me once.
Yeah.
No, I hung up. Oh, wait, I hung up on him once.
He hung up on me yelling about Scott Maxwell.
That's right.
Is that why you guys kind of purse up when I mentioned Harris?
Yeah.
He's a tough guy.
No. We get on fine, but I. You know what? I got no beef with telling what I think about hotel taxes. My one shortcoming with Harris Rosen is he's got 2 hotels attached to the convention center. So he thinks every hotel tax dollar should be spent on the convention center.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'm talking about cops in transit. But that aside, he's a self-made man he was the first one who said when the whole country was going back, about healthcare, he said, I think the simple way is just to set up healthcare at my place of work. The doctors are actually there. Forget, going through your insurance plan and trying to find a doctor, and then you actually just walk over or drive over to the doctor on the Rosen property and you get treated. And that kind of thing builds loyalty. He adopted Tangelo Park, which is a mostly underserved, mostly minority community near the convention center. And I think that's key because he was realizing this is where a lot of his employees worked. And he made a guarantee to pay for every one of them to go to college. He runs a preschool right near where we work in downtown Orlando that he funds by himself.
I'd heard through the grapevine that when the downturn came during COVID, and of course all the hotels saw almost zero occupancy, no way possible to maintain that business plan with employees of that nature. And one of my friends is a chef that worked for Mr. Rosen, and he was let go, or what's the word?
Furlough.
Reduction in force.
Furloughed there, right? And with no guarantee of when that may come back. And the person told me that Mr. Rosen was literally almost in tears telling him. I mean, this is a chef at one restaurant in the 40 that he owns, but because that guy had been there for so long and they'd known each other so well, Mr. Rosen would come down to he makes his rounds around the hotel and says hi to people, that he was emotional telling somebody he'd known for a while that, he wasn't going to be able to do it anymore. And he told him personally, from what I understand, which there's some valor in that.
And I'm halfway through a book about the crazy story of Caesars and them going bankrupt and at one point in time. But halfway through, at the point where they're talking about a guy comes in and makes over the company, the one time the company is really going bonkers, it's when this one president comes in and says, hey, let's focus on treating our customers and our employees correct. And that sounds so obvious, but how rare that is.
It is.
How rare that is. But what most of the people who do it will tell you that it's not just good for the employees. It's not just good for altruistic reasons. It's good for the bottom line.
Yeah.
When you don't have turnover, you're spending a lot less money training new employees all the time. And I think, Massey and Rosen are both guys who had these local businesses and they were involved in their community beyond just padding their own pockets.
100%, for sure. Talking to Scott Maxwell here from the Orlando Sentinel. Scott, I wanted to talk to you about this. We talked about this earlier on the show. There was a story today that I read about a child losing her mind because her mom asked her to pay rent. So I have to ask, you have 2 college-age kids. I think one that's off at school up in the Carolinas and one that's nearing that. Do you have a plan that if one of your kids moves back in, would you charge them rent?
let's just cut to the chase. You're talking about my son.
Well, no. I don't.
Let's cut to the chase.
I don't know that your daughter wouldn't move back in.
Oh yeah, that was unintentional. So actually, I can share. I shared this on Facebook today. My daughter graduated from college last year and just accepted a job. She's going to be director of the youth opera at the Sarasota Opera.
No way! Really?
What
a terrible city to live in.
Yeah. Well,
it's beautiful.
She's a nonprofit. That's like radio money, so that's not great. But other than that, we are very excited about that. But the other one, did I tell you? Did I tell you guys what he decided to major in?
Who, your son?
Oh wait, is it journalism?
Stop! Don't say that. Is it really journalism?
I know. He came home and I was like, "Can't you just say you're addicted to meth? Come on,
it pays more."
Good God, yes. Who wants to go into journalism? There's I go into the office, there's 3 people left at the Sentinel. What are you talking about, son?
Did you explain to him what OpenAI is doing to journalism?
Yeah, I said, you remember how Dad used to have 20 guys he went out to lunch with, and now Dad sits at home on his sofa in his underwear? That's journalism. Remember how we used to go to a big office and it's getting bulldozed because the hedge fund that bought us sold it out from under us? That's journalism.
Scott, don't you miss the days of the power lunch, the journalism power lunch, and taking notes and having your little wire ringer little pad that you can make notes on all the time?
Actually, you know what? I still do those at the time. I got one tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Yeah. I still got those things, and I still believe in what I do. But I got one in journalism and one in the nonprofit world. So I'm glad that we got our 401k.
Boy, the business acumen there is overflowing. So that's interesting. Did he mention, because my kids have absolutely zero interest in going into this business. Not even a little bit. Never even mentioned it. Never even hey, Dad, what do you think about? Not even close.
Why?
Did he say? Did he say why that he chose journalism outside of your influence? Did he say what?
It was not my influence. I really do not think this boy never read anything I wrote. I did this one time as a test. I wrote. Jack may remember this. I did one year. I got planned his birthday surprise and put in my column what I was giving him 2 weeks before his birthday, and wrote to all my readers, in case you're wondering why I'm doing this, the best place I could hide my son's birthday gift is in my column, because he would never read it. He never read it.
Unbelievable.
No, he never read it. It was a surprise when I showed up at Universal for Halloween Horror Nights and a night to stay there. No, I think he liked to write. And on a serious note, I think there's real value in having that skill. I don't know that he'll ultimately go into journalism, but I have found that people who can write have a pretty easy time getting jobs. Everybody who's left this paper, even the people who've been sad to leave the paper, they get jobs pretty darn quickly.
Yeah,
because that's a talent.
It is interesting though, because you're saying that you had no influence on him, but yet he wants to write. Has he mentioned what he wants to write about, like sports? Is it about what you do, like a columnist, where you're almost being the watchdog of a city of some sort? Has he mentioned anything like that?
I think for the first time he's starting to get interested in it. He's mentioned I'll tell you the one thing that kind of touched me. I told him a story, and he said, "Yeah, I heard you tell that story." And I said, "Where did you hear me tell that story?" And some Kiwanis club that I had spoken to had put my half-hour talk on YouTube, and he'd found it. And I even told my wife that story I told was near the end of the talk. So I think maybe he's getting to the age where he's getting to be a little curious about it, but and you know what, he's seen some of the stuff he's overheard some of the conversations. It's a fascinating job. I get to talk to fascinating people. I get to meet famous people. But I also get to interact with really rotten people. Yeah, and I don't mind it. It's kind of fun to have really rotten people hate you.
Yeah, you get a perspective at least, right?
That's almost to be expected, though. Doesn't read your columns, but watches you on YouTube, and that's your kid, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Maybe so.
That's where we're at, right?
But my brother is an engineer, an environmental engineer, and he rose. It's a national company. He rose to be vice president, like number 2 guy at this national company. And he will tell you that the reason he rose is because he was the only environmental engineer who could write and talk like a normal person.
Yep.
Every other engineer at that company is talking engineer speak. And if you have that ability to translate things, and that's one of the things I may not be good at much, but one of the things I think I'm decent at is sort of synthesizing complicated things into a way that the average reader or voter can understand them. Basically, I want people to understand who's hosing you over,
right?
Who's screwing you over. You finally look at your power bill and it went up $15. Well, that goes back to a secret ghost candidate scandal that ran around.
Well, Scott, I got to tell you, man, I've told my kids, I told them from a very young age, you will be judged by how you write and how you read and how you express yourself with words. When you put them on paper, it's different than saying something. Learn how to express yourself like that. It's very important. When you write a resume, when you write something for somebody that you want to impress, when you use grammar properly, when you use the right verb conjugation, all of those things matter. People who of consequence pay attention to stuff like that. So it's 1,000% right.
And I'm going to tell my kids the same thing, especially when I'm just like, you got to spell the words right for Chat GPT to work.
All right, exactly. They don't even know what
I should say I'm proud of him because I think he's actually got a bit of a knack for it, and I think he wants to be better, and his teachers seem to like him so far.
Very good.
So,
cool.
Well, we wish him the absolute best as we do you every
and
single
your
week.
daughter.
You guys give it up good loud. Scott
Yay.
Maxwell. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays right there in the Orlando Sentinel. Of course, you can follow him every day at Scott_Maxwell on Twitter. And I would suggest a subscription to the paper. It's dirt cheap. It delivers right to your computer or phone, and you can read all the fun things that Scott writes about these people in our city that we need to pay attention to. Scott, again, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you next
All right, buddy. 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
After 7 Super Bowl titles, 15 Pro Bowls, and nearly every career passing record, Tom Brady's retiring, insisting in a social media post he's done for good. The Magic will close their 2-game set in Philly tonight. Orlando hoping to steal another win from the Sixers after rallying from 21 down to win Monday. And on the college hardwood tonight, Florida hosts second-ranked Tennessee. Florida State visits NC State in an ACC showdown. I'm Scott Davidson.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
2023 is here. Is LASIK one of your New Year's resolutions? Well, look, if it wasn't, and you have terrible eyesight, you've been fighting with it, it's really kind of making your days longer and giving you headaches because you can't see, you got to get with the Filatowski Eye Institute and schedule that consultation. They are the leader in vision correction surgery, and it's easy. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that appointment now. Let those guys tell you what they can do for you. They use the latest state-of-the-art tech, and their surgeons have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. They have all the experience you need, and I can tell you personally, from my son to my father-in-law, they changed their lives. I'm telling you guys, it's impossible to explain. It's like a new toy every day. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that LASIK consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest-rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Ever wonder how much pepperoni is too much? Ha, me neither. But if there is a limit, Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes it. It's loaded with classic and crispy Old World pepperoni, those 3 fresh, melty signature cheeses, and savory Parmesan seasoning. Right now, a large is just $9.99. So I'm gonna push my limit on how much pizza I can eat in one sitting. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Limited time only. Participation may vary. Additional restrictions may apply while supplies last.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong.
I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work. It's time to learn the truth about probiotics and join the Align Healthy Gut Team Up. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align probiotics for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel. Get $2 off your first month of Align at alignprobiotics.com.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that as we do every single day. 407-916-1041. Bank is your keyword for the 5 o'clock hour. You got about 10 minutes or so to get in there and get your shot. We'll have a fresh one for you at the top of the hour. Nikki Glaser also coming up in a few minutes as well. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well.
Yeah.
Let's find out what's in the sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo!
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
I have a pair of tickets to see Nikki Glaser on the Good Girl Tour. This show is going down this Saturday. That's this weekend, February 4th at Hard Rock Live, one of the best events, one of the best performing centers that we have here in Central Florida. It's going to be a great show. I can't wait to talk to her.
Good for a comedy show, too.
Great for a comedy show,
Yep.
and that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. You know, they have fully trained expert moving crews that are adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more. Speaking of the more part, mention the Jim Colbert Show. That will snag you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O moving.com. Clickety-clack, a little fast. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. Ross, who goes first today, buddy?
Let's welcome Sammy.
Sammy. Where are you, Sammy? Right there on line 2. Sammy, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, buddy. Want to play a little game with us?
Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed.
Want to play a game?
All right, Sammy, this is real easy, but I got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a fabrication. It's a lie.
Whoa.
It's a mistruth. And if you can find that, I'll send you to Nikki Glaser this weekend. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. It's National Serpent Day today. I
Oh.
don't know if you guys knew that. So here are 3 fun facts about snakes and one tempting lie. Number 1, some of the first toothpicks ever discovered were made from the ribs of snakes. Number 2, each snake scale has the same sensitivity as a fingertip. Number 3, the Sonoran coral snake farts when it gets scared.
Nice.
Or lastly, snake bites killed 40,000 people in the world annually. Half of those occur in India alone. Which one of those is a lie?
I want to say number 4.
No, number 4 is absolutely true. Half of the global snake bites deaths every year are in India. Insane.
I'd believe it.
Mow a yard.
Yeah.
Indonesia.
India.
Who's next?
All right,
Different
what-
country.
Oh, my bad. Let's welcome Jessica, borderline
Jessica.
racist.
Right up time.
I'm
Jessica.
canceled.
How are you, Jessica?
Hi, guys.
Hey, man.
Good, how are you?
Good. We're talking about snakes today. Tell me which one of these is untrue. Number 1, some of the first toothpicks ever discovered were made from the ribs of snakes. Number 2, each snake scale has the same sensitivity as a fingertip. Or lastly, the Sonoran coral snake farts when it gets scared.
Don't we all?
I've got to go with number 3.
No, number 3 is absolutely true.
No.
The Sonoran coral snake, when it gets scared, it curls up in a ball and emits a fart smell, so it scares away its prey. So it makes it seem dead or rotting.
So it's a husband.
Oh, you didn't say it snored and take out the trash. Ross?
Killed spiders.
What a bitch ass snake, dude.
Yeah, it's a bitch ass snake a little bit.
Let's welcome Jay Wheezy.
Jay Wheezy.
What's up, guys?
Not much, buddy. You get a 50-50 shot here and going to see
Ooh.
Nikki Glaser on Our Dime. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Number 1, some of the first toothpicks ever discovered were made from the ribs of snakes. Or lastly, each snake scale has the same sensitivity as a fingertip.
I'm going to go with number 2.
Number 2 is absolutely true, unfortunately.
Oh.
Each scale in a snake's body has the same sensitivity as the tip of your finger.
Which is why it's really uncomfortable to rub opposite their scales.
Yeah, or anything. I mean, that's why they don't like. I mean, really, it's kind of odd. And I read a little bit about it. Like, even if you touch them at the very bottom of it, they can feel that as if you're touching their finger. You're touching your fingertip. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, just
That's a
checking,
good
man.
thing.
Don't want to
tell-
interrupt you.
Tell me if this is true in regards to snakes. Some of the first toothpicks ever discovered were made from the ribs of snakes.
Well, it's a tough call. I think I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's false. You are the winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Can I tell you? I don't think he knows he won. So if you don't mind, tell him before he hangs up.
That guy's sleep talking.
I think he thinks he's still on hold.
Yeah, right. He's yelling answers on the phone. No, what's that one? You got it, buddy. What's the right one? Yeah, making my week great. I won on Monday and now won on Wednesday.
That's right.
And yeah, I mean, that was a skunk right there.
Puzzle Master's coming back strong. I'm not like Ozzy.
Do
You can't get me off tour.
Oh.
Do you know about the thing with like ecstasy and snakes?
Ecstasy, like
the
rolling?
drug?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
So like some people swear that it's the best thing to do rolling. I know a guy who
Like watch a snake?
No, not watch a snake, but hold a snake
Oh.
and just on your shoulders when you're
What?
rolling because it's one muscle and it just feels allegedly like the best thing
Yeah.
in the world.
I've heard that everything that touches you when you're rolling.
That's true.
That could be a baseball bat with nails in it. It's going to feel pretty good.
And then with a snake,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's got to feel
wild. A few other things about snakes you may not know. Snakes do not have eyelids. Instead, they have an eye spectacle, which is actually one like scale that comes down over their eyes to protect them, like little quick sunglasses. Boop, 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 boop. How many species of snakes do you think there are? Ross, you go first.
248,000.
248,000
Oh, my
species of
God.
snakes. Jack?
I'll go 250. Flat.
1,000?
Flat,
No.
250 total.
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge gap.
Yeah, that is a huge gap.
What are you going to do with it?
Shoot it.
I'm going to go with 2,500.
That's actually a pretty darn good guess. 3,789 species of snake.
Ooh, that's
Deb,
ding-worthy.
That's ding-worthy
That
for
is
sure.
ding-worthy.
Take your time, but give her a ding.
My belt's broke.
Ding. I will not move forward until we get the ding.
Really?
Yes. I'm exacting my leverage against you.
I'm going to put that on your tombstone.
That's where it belongs.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Boom.
Stop.
Ding. Snakes are found on every continent in the world except
Antarctica.
There you go. The Pico jackfruit snake venom is being studied for possible cancer-fighting therapies. So they have found that they've isolated, I believe, a protein in that venom that will isolate and actually find cancer cells alone without damaging the other tissue around. Of course, that's the big secret with cancer, right? Like killing that without killing everything that's around.
Exactly, because that's what chemo does. It just kills everything.
Right. So they're thinking that this particular venom has an indicator that will go straight toward a target rather than, just affect everything. And then lastly here, the snake's fangs only last about 6 to 10 weeks. They wear through them while biting and then have to have them replaced by a mechanic.
I was going to say, what shop do you go to for that?
Ross, what's coming up for thoughts, dog?
Well, we're interviewing Nikki Glaser.
That's right, we are, aren't we?
I'm very excited. I'm super jealous of her in so many ways.
Are you going to tell her that?
I'm probably, but I still have to hide it because I am like...
You're a fanboy a little bit?
I'm just mad jealous.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been crushing for, over essentially 2 decades.
Let me ask you a quick question. Well, I was going to ask her because I think she's pretty good friends with Amy Schumer. She helped write that movie, something about Pretty, I Feel Pretty or whatever. I think she helped part of that. But does she think Amy Schumer really helped kind of move women with her act forward? Because she's kind of crass. And that wasn't a thing for a while with female comics. So I'm just kind of interested to see if she kind of rode that train a little bit because Schumer's kind of out of the game now a little bit.
I mean, she did her work.
Yeah, she did her work. Trainwreck's still one of the most underrated comedies out there, by the way.
Love it.
Holds up. Real good. Except for LeBron. He ruined the entire thing. All right, 407-916. And when I say that, I mean NBA. 407-916-1041. Steph did not ruin the NBA.
I mean, look at the amount of three-pointers.
Yeah, that changed the NBA. Didn't ruin it. LeBron ruined it because he's such a baby. Everybody knows it, right?
Oh, God.
Hot take?
Oh, man. I can't wait until he's the #1 scorer.
LeBron James, single greatest athlete of all time.
Oh, them are fighting words.
All right, back in a sec with Nikki Glaser.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the best quality for Valentine's Day and the lowest prices.
Avoid the 408 heading westbound. Traffic is jammed from OBT into Pine Hills Road. An accident still has a left lane blocked westbound along the 408 near Pine Hills Road. Slow traffic eastbound along I-4 between 434 and 1792, and delays southbound along the Turnpike between 417 and 192. See a traffic problem? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
This report is sponsored by Daytona Beach.
Ocean breeze, tropical beach. An air freshener can make your car smell like paradise. A drive to Daytona Beach will actually get you there. Beach on. Plan your trip today at DaytonaBeach.com.
Man, I'm on the Rebath website right now, rebathmidfla.com. The before and afters really tell the story of what this company is all about because they can take some spaces that really aren't exciting and change them into really beautiful, trendy spaces that make your entire home that much better. And man, I've seen it happen so often with these guys. I can click one after the next where these guys are just crushing it in homes where the bathroom is really bringing down the entire feel of the home. And the next thing you know, a bright, beautiful bathroom with beautiful products that are brand new. They're on trend. They look amazing and they're virtually indestructible. You can actually see those at their showroom, 436 up in Altamont. That's what they install. And by the way, the cool thing, they have a design team that works hand in hand with your ideas, their products. You work with them a couple hours, next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, that's my bathroom. That's what I want right there. Then they install it 4 to 6 days. They're employees, no subcontractors, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Guys, you can't lose. Hop online, look at these before and afters, get inspired, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Real Radio is trying to help you start your 2023 off just right. Stay tuned for our Grand in Your Hand contest. Over $400,000 up for grabs, $1,000 at a time. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
On the Exorcist Files podcast, a leading exorcist and demonologist shares stories of disturbing and vicious cases of possession. For the last 2 decades, Father Carlos Martins has encountered evil in nearly every way imaginable.
What Hollywood portrayed in The Exorcist with levitations, vomiting, spitting at the priest, all of that has not been a movie for me. I have seen that firsthand.
Listen to The Exorcist Files on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
According to Moody's research from July 2021, the cumulative bond default rate for rated investment-grade municipal bonds was 0.10% from 1970 to 2020. Municipal bonds don't usually get the media coverage the stock market does, but if you're looking for a potential source of federally tax-free income, now is an excellent time to consider municipal bonds from Hanyon & Walsh. If you have at least $10,000 to invest, call and talk with one of our bond specialists at 1-800-761-9761. We'll send you our exclusive bond guide free with details about how bonds may be an important part of your portfolio. Hanyon & Walsh has specialized in fixed income and growth solutions for 30 years and offers high-quality municipal bonds from across the country that are federally tax-free and have historically been low risk. Call today to request your free bond guide. 1-800-761-9761. That's 1-800-761-9761. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. Get uninsured motorist coverage. If someone hits you and hurts you, they don't have to have insurance to compensate you. Uninsured motorist coverage helps protect you. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Local or long distance, when it's time to move, let Cento Family Moving and Storage move you. CentoMoving.com.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto. Sing along with Anna and Elsa and Mirabel and Bruno. Coming to the Amway Center May 12th through 14th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to set up that perfect space outside to cozy up with your friends and family while the weather is cool. Tools Ace Hardware has the best brands and grills from Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Napoleon. And now Tools Ace Hardware carries Uni pizza ovens perfect for making handcrafted fire-roasted pizzas. Get it all assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture at one of their 12 Central Florida locations. Or shop online at acehardware.com. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Look around you. There's history being made. Has been. Will be. Just something about those blue skies, high banks and high speed, all coming together in one perfect race. And it'll be here sooner than you think. The Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway, February 19th, 2023. Get your tickets now at DayTona500.com.
Here's the reality. The cost to repair termite damage could be in the thousands. Even worse, most homeowners' insurance won't cover the damage. The Massey Services does, with an unlimited termite retreatment and repair guarantee that covers the structure and the contents of your home. Massey provides a free termite inspection and creates a customized treatment plan. Then, they inspect every year to ensure you're protected. For peace of mind protection, call Massey Services, where you can always expect more and get it.
Ever wonder how much pepperoni is too much? Ha, me neither. But if there is a limit, Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes it. It's loaded with classic and crispy Old World pepperoni, those 3 fresh, melty signature cheeses, and savory Parmesan seasoning. Right now, a large is just $9.99. So I'm gonna push my limit on how much pizza I can eat in one sitting. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Limited time only. Participation may vary. Additional restrictions may apply while supplies last.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Experience magic together live at Amway Center on Saturday, February 11th when the Orlando Magic take on the Miami Heat. You don't want to miss the action. Reserve your seats today at orlandomagic.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY. P-A-Y. Pay. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. We like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I saw a TikTok about this guy. It was kind of interesting. There's a guy who was who'd worked with a record company guy who'd worked with a number of bands, and in a number of facets. And the TikTok was about people that you really liked or bands you really liked, and then you met the people, and it made you not like them anymore. And the lead singer of this band is a guy named Josh Homme, and apparently is a complete.
I don't want to know that. Really?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Like domestic abuse, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Like,
Really?
Yeah, like an awful person. And it's funny because he has a beef with the lead singer of Tool, the lead singer of this band, Queens of the Stone Age. And they had made some sideways comments about each other. And then I'd heard through the grapevine that he was not a good dude. And then this other guy on this TikTok said that guy was like one of the genuine worst. But that band's cool, though.
How long are you going to keep, going with the TikTok?
Well, as long
when
as
are you going to delete it from your phone?
As long as I can keep it.
He is over TikToking today because, of course, he forgot his cell phone yesterday. So today we've been watching Hawks attack chickens. It's been stellar.
Boy, you don't want to mess with a chicken.
You do not.
There
or
are
a rooster.
So many videos of hawks trying to dive bomb like chicks that are in a yard. Those hens just absolutely
mess them up.
Blank them up bad.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Pay is your 6 o'clock keyword. That's P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away for your chance at $1,000. That's P-A-Y. Pay. That is your keyword for 6 o'clock. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi.
And Ross.
Dude, I just saw one of the gnarliest things I've ever seen here at work.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. By the way, waiting on Nikki Glaser to call us. We just talked to her personal assistant. She'll be calling any second.
I don't even know how. I mean, I probably shouldn't bring this up. Jack, I told you. Am I good?
Let's play the Ross Thoughts intro real quick. So it is time for Ross Thoughts. Let's go and play it.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, we gotta stall a little bit.
I mean,
we're stretching for this.
I mean,
moment.
you should play this.
There you go.
It's weird. It's funny.
I don't know, man.
Sometimes.
I don't know.
It's
What'd you see?
Ross.
What's got you shook?
Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
You ever look at something and you only see it for like a second and a half, if that, and then you just have way more questions than answers?
Yeah.
Location. Men's bathroom.
Oh.
Where?
Oh.
Here at work.
Whoa.
I walked in the men's bathroom.
No.
And as soon as I walk in, I look to the left. I see a guy who has to work here, and his pants are down by his ankles. And I see, like, I'll be for real, I see like 15% schlong. I saw schlong. And then he is turning back into the bathroom stall real quick because he heard the door open.
What was going on?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. A sink was on. His phone was up against the mirror.
Oh, no.
So what happened? And it was in the handicap stall.
Ooh.
As some people might call the handicrapper stall. I didn't think of that. I'm not proud of that. I'm just trying to convey what I saw.
That's what I would say, too. Wow, really?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I think this guy just critically missed.
So So the person was outside of the stall and the door was open. His phone was leaning up against the thing and the sink was on, and then he dove back into the stall when he heard you?
You can't dive when you got the ankle bracelets of pants.
Oh, he was scooting.
He was scooting. He was doing the penguin waddle.
Yeah.
Oh, was there a video on?
No, there's no video. He wasn't doing a damn TikTok.
Well, no, not a video of him being recorded. I was wondering if he was getting ready to maybe watch something.
No way. Somebody would be that ballsy.
No way.
No.
I looked at his phone. It was a bunch of stocks.
Stocks?
Hey, some things work different for some people, you know?
I think he had Fidelity pulled up.
Wall Street did pretty good today. That's all I'm saying.
He was playing with his stock?
Dog, I'm still a little shook because, like...
They have a big old stock?
Well, okay, so here's the thing about that. He was turning back into...
The stall?
The stall, so, like, there was some kinetic energy.
Yeah, we have to...
So this thing flopped on him.
All right, 407 916-1041. Nikki calling in right now. We'll get to Nikki Glaser here in 1 second.
Perfect timing.
Again, your keyword is pay, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. We'll get to Nikki here in just 1 second. She's a really exciting artist, by the way. Does a great job. Matter of fact, you guys give it up good and loud for Nikki Glaser.
Yay!
Woo! What's up, Rockstar?
Hey, guys.
What are you doing, Rockstar? How's things?
Good. I mean, I heard you just talking about me, and I thought it would be a longer setup, so I took a bite of food, so I'm definitely in this.
What's for dinner today?
I was like, this protein bar that I had half eaten was really eyeing me.
You know what's funny about you?
Fine and dandy.
Yeah, that's good, man. You know what's funny about you? I was listening to some interviews today because I knew we were talking. You seem to be like the most relatable. I mean, you genuinely seem like the most relatable person. Like anybody in the world could just roll up and have a conversation with you, and there would be like it would be perfectly normal and easy for you.
Well, that's so nice. I think that, I think most people are relatable, but I am someone who just shares kind of exactly who I am. There's no like edifice. There's no like, I'm just not embarrassed about anything. So I just think that I am relatable because I don't hide anything, but most people like kind of tone it down a little bit for strangers, but I will immediately make you feel comfortable by revealing something embarrassing about myself. In order to make you feel more comfortable, in order to make me feel, I don't know, less shame about whatever I'm truly shamed about. I mean, that's kind of my MO in terms of doing comedy. It's just like overshare.
That has to be part of the allure for you, though, right? I mean, it really does. Because, I mean, if you think about it, it's one of those things where people come to see you, it feels like they kind of already know you a little bit.
Yeah, that is the allure. It's so nice to be like a celebrity that people feel like they're friends with or that they can just kind of come up to. And I'm not like off limits. I mean, sometimes people think that I am, or they'll, DM me and be like, I think I saw you today, but I didn't want to bother you. I'm like, please bother me. This is why I got into this. Like, I was with my mom. All I want is her to know that people love me, and like that I'm famous. Like,
that's great.
Always bug me, but it is nice because I don't have to, actors and actresses and pop stars. They're putting on a show. Like I put on a show, like my show this weekend in Orlando at the Hard Rock Live. It's like it's a show. You'll leave being like, wow, I saw a show. But if you met me backstage or I do meet and greets afterwards, I'm like no different. It's a heightened version. I have a microphone, but I'm pretty I'm the same. So I don't have to like get into character. I don't have to do any weird warm-ups to like pretend I don't have to, I'm definitely dressed up like a character because I don't usually dress as glam and like I kind of dress like Taylor Swift pop star.
Oh God.
Because I can, but I mean, I'm really just up there talking. I talk to my friends, so it's one of the best gigs going if you can get it.
Yeah, no
it's
question.
To be able to talk like you normally do, and you guys do it. You do radio.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah, this is why we love it. You're not going to the radio station beforehand and like meditating for an hour to get into your character. Like it just comes naturally, and that's why people. I mean, the best radio shows are the ones that take their own natural personality, turn it up a little bit because you got to be on, but like. You're not playing a character. I don't want to see anything fake anymore. Like I really can't.
Yeah.
Don't we fake it enough?
Yeah, that disingenuous stuff is no good. Nikki.
Yeah, we're doing it all day. How are you? I'm good.
Good to see you. So I hope the family's well. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh
Nikki.
my God, your baby's so cute. Oh my God, like just all it's all fake all day long. So it's nice to go see comedy. It's nice to listen to radio shows and podcasts where people are being themselves.
Yeah, Nikki Glaser with us. Hard Rock Live this Saturday night, February 4th. Get your tickets, Ticketmaster.com. Nikki, before I let the guys ask you something, I have something to ask because you deal with something that my daughter deals with, and I wanted to find out if you dealt with it much as a kid. You're 5'9". And that's pretty pretty tall for a girl. My daughter's 5'11".
Interesting.
My daughter's 5'11". And
I'm so jealous.
And the funny thing is, you're the only woman that's ever said that. She really fought with trying to find somebody. She didn't want to date a shorter man or something.
I date shorter men. Who cares? They're the best. Tall women. Tall women are the best. 5'11" was always my goal. I would love to be 6 foot. I think it takes a certain personality. Like if you don't want to be seen, you don't want to stand out. You're kind of a girl that's a little more shy. It's hard being tall because people constantly comment on it, and women just feel this desire. We all want to be so tiny because we're told that women are supposed to be little and men are supposed to be big so they can protect us and murder us someday or something. I don't even know what it is.
Either one.
Guy will murder the hell out of you. Have you heard of guns? Like it's not like they don't all strangle you. You can, but it's like the problem is women. I wish your daughter. I hope your daughter comes to embrace it and wears heels and all the fun stuff because tall women are just the coolest to me, and this supermodel territory. It's like
she's elegant. She's absolutely elegant,
yes.
and she got lucky. She found a guy to date that's 6'4". She fell in love with him, so it worked out fine.
Oh, that's great. Oh my God, that's so tall. Wow, what she lucked out there. I had to go short because I really wanted a handsome man, so I had to go shorter than I would have liked because his face on a taller frame would have been with a hotter girl for sure. So I went digging in the bargain bin for my guy, but he's got a hot face.
That's good. Raj, got a question for Nikki?
Yeah. So Nikki, this is an awkward moment for me because I feel like before I ask my question, I have to tell you that I've been doing stand-up for over a decade, and I've always been curious to find out. That's the whole reason why I'm talking to you right now is that I won a comedy competition. Next thing I know, Jim goes, yeah, I kind of like this gangly guy, and that's why I'm here. So I have to ask, though, because all of my gigs, I walk into bonkers rooms. I've done loony bins, and I always walk in, and I know that these people have no idea who I am. And sometimes I cater going, I can't get to that point because I haven't earned their likability yet. Now that you are a very large name in the stand-up comedy game, what has been the biggest difference when the audience knows and what to expect when it comes to your comedy?
What a great question.
Yeah, that is.
I've been there too. Like I was there for probably 12 years of career and then it started having trickles of some people know, but most of your career as a stand-up, is spent just performing for people who have no clue who you are. They won't remember your name, even if they liked you. It's such a struggle. There's good things. The good thing is wow, you can get away with so much. They're just expecting you. They like you already. They know you. And so you can take more chances. You do more new material. And because you have that confidence, all your material works better. The audience likes you. That gives you confidence because, so much of comedy is just confidence. But the bad part about it is that you start to feel like sometimes you can't live up to their expectations. Sometimes, you get too big and you start feeling like, oh, if I try to do something new and it doesn't go great, let's say for 2 minutes of my set, it's not an A+ because I have to do something new. I'm not, I don't have time. I don't have other stages to try stuff out on. And it's fun to take chances. You feel like, oh no, that's going to be their takeaway. Nikki Glaser sucked for 2 minutes. And so now she sucks. And so the fact that you are known and that there are expectations. I just was saying last week, actually, I miss going to clubs and having no one know who I was because the only thing you do is win them over.
Right.
The bar is so low. You only have them going, wow, you're great. And when the bar's as high as mine is, you really got to try freaking really hard every night. And I miss being able to phone it in a little bit. And you know what I mean by that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you all know. I am sick of trying.
I did it today.
You think you'll reach a certain level and be able to really relax, and it does happen in certain aspects of my life. But stand-up wise, I feel like the bar is so high, and everyone who's I'm on the same level as far as the same venues and tickets. I I know I have to keep up with them, and I have to be great. So it's just the pressure's on, but I need pressure, or else I won't do anything.
And you damn sure have to do that because it's not the same game anymore. Like where you had to wait till somebody came in town to find out if they're good or not. People go to TikTok and YouTube, and they know immediately, and they can draw a conclusion based on what they see for in a minute and a half, and either choose to pick you or not pick you.
That's why I don't put like stand-up clips up on YouTube. Or on TikTok. I mean, I put a couple, but I really struggle with it because it just doesn't capture the experience of coming to see me. I'd rather someone be like, I saw her in Kelly Clarkson. Oh, I'll go see what her stand-up is like. They're going to be blown away if they got, But if you watch a single stand-up clip, it's out of context. I had built up to that moment in the set. Like it was live. It's such a different experience. So I kind of like to ease off of putting stand-up out there because I want it to be this special live experience. I want to blow people away. I want people to go, I didn't even know she was this good at this. Like, I knew she did this, but this is like next level. And I do feel like people feel that way because unless you've seen my specials, and even specials don't really represent what I do on stage. I felt like with all of my specials I've been happy with, but I've never been they've never been as good as at least 50% of my live shows because when you're taping a special, you're nervous.
Right.
The audience is nervous. They're laughing weird. The lights are bright. You're wearing an outfit you don't usually wear. It's just, it's fun, and stand-up specials are not what it's like to go see live comedy.
It is so weird you say that. I just saw Nate Bargatze's new one last night, and I was like, this venue's weird. I couldn't get into it. It was so odd. My wife and we love Nate. Ross told me about Nate. Ross told me about Nate 5 years ago, and I told my wife that's the next Ray Romano. He's going to be he's going to be the next biggest sitcom star. The guy's a monster, but this latest thing is like real shiny, and it doesn't even seem like comedy, man. It's like it almost seems like it should be a solo artist, like Lionel Richie should be out there or something. Really odd though. Jack,
I agree with you. Like I watched it last night too, and it's Nate, and his jokes are tight. He's as funny as ever, but there's something something. I think it's nerves. Like comedians just aren't as comfortable on doing specials. So I decided for my next special, because I've noticed this trend in myself. When I watch my specials, I'm like, it's just not capturing what I'm capable of. Because the whole time I'm like, did that go well? Did that go well? It's like, I don't want to make something where I want the audience to know that I was having a good time. So next time I do a special, I'm going to come out and talk to the audience before we start taping and get really loose and be like, this is a taping. Who cares? We're all going to die. Let's have fun. Because I just can't stand these specials that I've been doing that everyone does. I mean, I'm not kidding. All of my friends, I watch their special and I go, this is not even close to as good as they are live. Yeah. And this is bad for them to put this out there. And so it's rare, that's why so few comedy specials are actually extraordinary, because it's hard to capture that magic in a bottle. That's why it's so important to go see comedy live. I just started to go see comedy live this last week, and I'm not even joking you. Last week I saw Chappelle and Rock together. Okay. And then I went and saw Nick Swardson. Okay. And I've seen comedy obviously live but I'm always backstage, or I'm on the side stage, or I'm about to go on, or what, I don't sit in the audience. I was doing comedy since before I could go to comedy clubs. So every time I've been to a comedy club, it's been to be a comedian. So as an audience member, it is awesome.
Oh, it's the greatest.
It's so fun.
It's the best. It's still the best effing date in the world. I would take that to my grave. There's nothing better in the world than going to a comedy show. Speaking of when, she's got one coming up Saturday night, February 4th. Ticketmaster.com.
This Saturday. If you need a date, place to go. Right. I mean, that is the best. You're right. It's the best date. I'm not going to make you awkward. I'm not going to bring up subjects that make you go oh, this is so weird for a first date. I'm not going to roast you. I also encourage people, if you want to go alone, this is the best thing to go alone to, because I encourage people to go alone to stuff. I think so many people miss out on going to fun stuff because they're like, oh, I can't find a friend to go with me, or my friend can't get a babysitter, and then they're like, I guess I won't go. Screw that. Yeah. Go alone. I have so many alone tickets available, especially first show. It's mostly sold out, but there's individuals. Go alone. I'm not going to single you out and be like, look at this loser. In fact, I'll think you're way cooler. And if you do go alone, you can go to the meet and greet, or you can go to the merch booth. And if you tell them that you went alone, I give free meet and greets to people who go
Sweet.
alone.
Nikki,
Wow.
Nikki, look for me. I'll be the bald, shirtless guy in row 4. Jack,
He'll also be lying to his wife.
A question for Nikki Glaser.
Required, but no friends were required.
Nikki, during the pandemic, doing radio, we were lucky enough to be working constantly throughout and do what we do. It wasn't the same for stand-up comedy because that just came to a screeching halt. What did you do? And what did you think would be the outcome? Because, I mean, for a time there, we just didn't know what was going to happen.
Oh, my God. It was so crazy. I never thought it could be taken away. You know, like it was always the thing like, oh, if I don't get TV work, if I don't get movies, if I don't, radio doesn't pan out, I can always do stand-up. That's always going to be there. And then it was like, what? So it was a shock. And also I needed a break. I was like doing so much at the time when everything shut down that I was kind of like, yes. But then I just didn't realize how much I relied on getting on stage and like talking about, my thoughts and feelings every night. I didn't realize what a release it was. So there was this like, it happened naturally, but I was just like, I need to like sing. And so I started, I got a karaoke machine and I just started singing every day. And I was living with my parents during COVID too. So they just would have to listen to me sing my feelings every day. I would just put on different songs that encapsulated how I felt that day. And then I got into the podcast. I mean, I went harder on podcasts. I was like, if I'm not doing stand up at night, I'll do my podcast that I do once a week. I'll do it 4 days a week. And so I just like, upped my output of anything else I could do. I just shifted because I had to talk. And then, And so then now I sing a lot and I'm trying to have a professional career in singing.
Look at
so
you.
it was a really good thing to happen to me.
God almighty, you're so talented. Stinks.
Well, I'm fascinated by the fact, Nikki, that you have a degree in English literature. What made you, after starting at 18 and finding early success in comedy? I mean, as one of those people who didn't finish my college degree, I want to give kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah, well, thank you. I barely finished. I did not even keep going to. I was in college. I discovered comedy. I was like, okay, obviously I'm doing this forever. I just knew it. I'd never heard of had a love at first sight with a person, but comedy. First night I met it, I was like, yep, okay, done. This is it. And I knew. So I told my parents and they were like, please stay in school. And they were paying for it. So I was lucky enough to have them just, I just got by. I picked English because I was like, I'm already fluent. I was in AP English in high school. I got some credit from that. Let's pick whatever thing is the easiest for me. So that's what I picked. And I literally, I'm not kidding you. I did not read a single book that was, told prescribed. I don't know how they do it. I read Spark Notes, Cliff's Notes. It was a lesson in BSing. I got good grades, but you just learn. I'm working with a little bit and I'm going to make a lot out of it. And that has helped me in my career. But if I could go back, I would probably choose graphic design or something, something that would come in handy now.
Yeah, except everything I learned in graphic design in college isn't handy anymore. So,
you know what? You're right.
Yeah, exactly. You should stick to comedy, and I'll stick to radio.
Yeah, right.
Nikki, I have to ask you. There's so many things that I'm obviously jealous of you when it comes to your success, but there's a clear-cut number one thing.
Is it legs?
What is
legs,
it?
smile, hair? Is it personality? The people like her.
Her physique.
I'm going to get this in a minute. Go ahead.
Instagram following.
Friendship with Conan O'Brien, who I consider to be my personal goat.
Because those who love Conan, they get it. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't have his number in my phone, but I have his email and, I've been on his show enough times that there's a rapport. I definitely know if we saw each other in public, he would know my name. Yeah, it's wild to me. It's that was the moment of oh my God, I've made it when,
it had to
doing his podcast. That was and just becoming a regular on his show. That was the dream. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. It's kind of almost a sad moment because you go, then what am I doing this for anymore?
Right. And the rapport is good. I actually, part of the research today was a bit of an interview with you and Conan, and it seemed like you guys have known each other for years.
I mean, I've known him for years and worshipped him and was obsessed with him and in love with him. And it's probably indecent that I'm even around him because of how he was a formative figure in my high school years. And I would just dream of being with him someday or being him.
Same.
Or I don't even know
Yeah,
what. Just he is funniest person alive. I mean, like, there's just no question. So, yeah, it's that stuff like that. Like, those have been the markers in my career where I go, oh, my God, this is just out of control. Like, I can sell out theaters and do different shows, but, like, meeting people that you worshipped when you were young is just, and them actually being fans of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you go, okay.
That's a game
I'm
changer.
done.
Hey, real quick,
Yeah.
real quick before we get out of here, I want to let everybody know tomorrow. That's Saturday night, February 4th, Hard Rock Live Orlando. Everybody knows the venue here. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster. Like she said, first show is pretty close. Second show's got some stuff where you can get in there. It doesn't matter. Just go out there and see her. The tickets are very affordable, and the property is amazing. You can book a dinner and go out and see the show
so
after
fun.
that. It's unreal. One last thing before we get out of here. I know you just started playing guitar. What do you play?
Yeah.
What kind of guitar do you have?
Well, right now I play nothing because I forgot one on the way here. So I'm actually trying to buy one right now off Craigslist in Los Angeles. Or I might try to buy one in Orlando. Like, I definitely need one.
You're rich.
On my,
You're rich as hell. Go buy a guitar. They're not that much.
I know, but I like buying used ones. You know, they're struggling artists in LA, and I like used ones because they come with a story. Some guy
There
was
you go.
practicing. I have I don't know all the model numbers because I'm not a dork, but I have a Martin, I have a Taylor, I
nice.
have a Gibson.
Damn.
But I mainly play with, I have a Jeff Tweedy model of a Taylor guitar. He's
Nice.
the lead singer of Wilco, and
Yep.
he designed a guitar for Taylor, and that's my favorite right now.
Well, look, I could talk to you for the rest of the day. You're so inspiring and so
Oh,
much
you guys
fun to
are
hang out with.
great.
Don't forget, see Nikki this Saturday, Hard Rock Live Orlando, one of the best venues in the city, specifically for stand-up. 2 shows. Grab your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. And, guys, a big round of applause for Nikki Glaser.
Oh, yeah.
You're so sweet.
Have a great show, Nikki, and we'll
So
see you
much
soon.
fun. You
All right.
too.
All right.
Be a good girl.
Bye. Bye.
God, I just want to be a Conan.
You think does she have any words left for the rest of the week?
She'll say some for Saturday.
Yeah, all right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Delays continue along the 408. Eastbound traffic along the 408 is backing up into Pine Hills Road. A left lane is blocked with an earlier accident here, and traffic still very slow in the westbound direction of the 408 approaching Pine Hills. Serious accident with lanes blocked southbound along Boggy Creek Road near J. Lawson Boulevard, and delays southbound along 417 approaching Curry Ford Road with an accident that is off to the side. See a traffic problem? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
Jim here for my friends over at Solar Bear. I don't know if you know, but last year in Orlando, 3 different utility rate increases, and they're meeting regarding another. What you have to do is stop going along with these rate increases, because now is the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. These guys can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Plus, Solar Bear, the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state, locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. That's a good thing. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And check it out. Right now, you can get 0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
Injured on the job? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Glenn Levine, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
Visit nationstrucks.com and make no payments for 120 days with approved credit. Ford, Chevy, Dodge Ram, and GMC, with the largest selection of pre-owned trucks, you're going to find them all at Nations Trucks, the world's largest independent truck dealer.
Man, Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need for that perfect place outside to cozy up with your friends and your family while the weather is cool. You guys know those solo stoves you see everywhere? They have them at Tools Ace Hardware, and they're perfect for keeping warm and for making absolutely perfect s'mores. Plus, if you want something to pile around that fire pit while you enjoy the nice warmth, how about Polywood Adirondack chairs? They're made to withstand the elements without breaking or fading. And don't forget the grill. That is the star of the show. Thank goodness Tools Ace Hardware has the best brands out there in grills. Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Napoleon. And even better, you can get all of that assembled and delivered to your home for free when you spend $3.99 or more on grills or patio furniture at one of their 12 Central Florida locations or online at acehardware.com. And don't forget, now with Uni pizza ovens, both sizes as well, nothing more fun. These guys have you covered when it comes to outside. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B, get an Amscot cash advance and avoid it. Amscot, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval. Amscot.
More than ever, we are reimagining our homes as places of retreat. We're minimizing stress and maximizing space. We're dreaming of spa-like bathrooms, complete with beautiful vanities to hide the clutter and make room for candles. We're wishing we could de-stress in a soaking tub or under a rainfall shower at the end of a long day. Make this the year that dream becomes your reality with Home Outlet. Our guaranteed lowest prices put quality products within budget and dream spaces within reach. Visit us in store or online at homeoutlet.com.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
Not sure what's the best way to save for college? Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. For more than 30 years, we've helped more than 1.2 million Florida families save for college. As the largest, most successful prepaid program in the nation, our mission is to give every parent the opportunity to save for higher education so you can give your child a life full of opportunity. Our easy plan calculator can help you find the right plan for your family's budget, no matter how tight. Enroll by February 28th and get $50. Find your plan today.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trendley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Wow, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%, so we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show, already in progress.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks a lot for Nikki Glaser to drop by for a few minutes. You really didn't have to do that. The show is selling quite well. I mean, there's really no reason. I mean,
I was looking at ticket price and what was available, and I understand that why she say if you're alone, come alone, because there's some single tickets here, single tickets there,
some dots there. The upper level in that second show still has plenty of options, but and really, it doesn't matter where you are. I mean, everywhere in that venue is a really. I mean, it's the same thing with Dr. Phillips. I mean, you could be in that back row. You're still going to have a good experience because of the way they designed the building. Yeah, it's very sweet. 407. I heard it on Tom and Dan. I was like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. Yeah. But sometimes you hear these comics and, they're funny on stage because they can turn it on. But off stage, this is a chore. And you could hear in her voice, she was still enjoying talking to us. So, or at least not. She's faking it quite well.
20 years into the game.
Yeah. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here. I think pay is your 6 o'clock keyword, P-A-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send it away. Maybe you can win $1,000.
And we're looking for last call.
That's right. Last call, 407-916-1041. We had to combine 2 breaks, so we're going straight to last call. So if you want to get on board, you can do that, but know that you'll have to wait a little bit. So if you want to call toward 50 to hop on last call, we'll remind you again, but you can do it then. I did want to get this story out here because I told Deb beforehand, and I think I even told you guys beforehand, I saw a story online that is it. If somebody doesn't make a movie out of this or use this as an inspiration to make a movie, I mean, I don't know what could be this would be a very good thriller/horror movie. German police have arrested a woman on suspicion of murdering somebody.
Dun, dun, dun.
But it wasn't just murdering somebody. It was somebody that looked exactly like her.
Oh, her doppelganger.
The 23-year-old German-Iraqi woman is being held at a prison in Germany in connection with the death of a 23-year-old Algerian woman. Here's what she did. She wanted to disappear. She wanted to go away. She didn't want to have to deal with anything anymore. She simply wanted to disappear.
Well, she's going to.
So she and her boyfriend hopped on Facebook, and they searched Facebook endlessly until they found somebody that looked exactly like her, same age, in their area.
Wow.
And then they stalked her, they abducted her, and they killed her, and they put her in a car to make it look like a murder or something like that, so that when the authorities found her, they would claim that the woman that wanted to be dead was dead, and the other woman could just disappear. So when you cuddle up to your social media tonight, she was a beauty blogger and Instagram influencer. She searched online for women who looked like her and tried to persuade them with false promises to meet her. They've interviewed several women she contacted as part of the investigation. The 2 suspects can't be named by police according to German law, but that's exactly what was going to happen. They now assume the suspect wanted to go into hiding due to family problems and faked her death.
I think this is a PSA for taking more vacations.
Yeah. The suspects come up with a plan to search online for a woman who looks similar to the German woman, kill her, then place her in such a way that the corpse would be mistaken for the suspect. So what they did is they beat her up really good so you couldn't see her face.
Right.
They couldn't determine her face. Same size, same skin tone, very similar facial structure. Boom.
You've got to be an idiot, though, to be able to think that you're going to be able to pull that off. Bone density, thumbprints,
dental records,
DNA. What the hell were they smoking?
And that's exactly what wound up happening. I think DNA is what brought them down, because what happened was they found her, and then obviously once you have a lead of where you're going, you can see who they've been contacting and everything. They just tracked them right down. But man, is that a movie or what?
That's a movie.
I mean, that is a movie. But we've had that happen with Craigslist, right? That's like that Craigslist killer basically did the same thing. He didn't do it to fake his own death, but
I know of a crime of a woman who befriended a dog breeder because she was pregnant, and due about the same time this woman who had faked her pregnancy said that she was due.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's happened a number of times.
A couple of times, actually. One was for free baby clothes, and another one was, like I said, the dog breeder.
Yeah.
Both of them were to get close to the expecting mother.
407-916-1041. The other thing I had to talk to you today about was, I say talk to you today about, but it looks like finally schools have tuned in to what we've been saying on the air since I came on the air, with this show, which is if you threaten to kill somebody in a school, they pull your ass out immediately and you can't go back. And that's exactly what happened in Illinois here. This guy named Syed Hyder, 18 years old, charged with disorderly conduct. Here's what happened. He threatened to kill another student and his friend and said he was going to go and kill everybody. He was going to go get weapons and kill the student and their friends. And they went and told the school, and the school said, all right, buddy, it's time for you to go. And they pulled him out of school, put his ass in jail. Now he can't go anywhere near the school or any school in that area or in that district. You can't make threats like that. And, of course, that's what we've said for years. You just simply can't make threats like that and get away with it. This is the second case I've seen in the last 2 weeks where somebody made a threat like that and they pulled them out of school, put them in jail, did all the recon on them, and then made an assessment on where they should go after that, which is exactly what you got to do. You simply can't allow kids to kid anymore about it because you don't know when they are.
Correct.
It's that simple. You just don't know who's joking and who's not.
No one wants to take that risk.
Yeah, nobody wants to take that risk. I mean, nobody's going to do that. I mean, look, I would expect anybody in this building as an adult, if you threaten somebody like that, I'm going to kill you. I mean, if we say it on the show, like Ross rags on him, I'm going to waste you. Obviously, in context, that's a joke. But if you're in the hallway, you get into an argument or something, and somebody says, "Dude, I'm going to kill you," I'm sorry. I take that seriously. Like I would react if somebody said that to me, like they meant it, and I would react accordingly.
But that's how you would tell me I'm going to waste you?
No.
What are you, a GTA thug?
Stop it, buddy. Stop it. I'm just trying to make a point here. I'm trying to be serious once on this show.
Oh, it's such a good game.
And so am I. I'm going to waste you.
Oh, come on, dude. What are you guys playing right now, speaking of video games?
Nothing.
Are you guys playing nothing? What happened to your passion for video games? I thought you guys were one percenters.
You know what's so funny?
I thought you guys were one percenters. I thought you had the tier tats of gamers.
We haven't even answered.
I know,
right?
I got a bunch of questions though.
Yeah,
I'm stacking them.
I am playing arguably one of the nerdiest games I've ever played.
Is this that Elden Ring thing?
No.
You've given up on Elden Ring? You're done with the sword and the magic balls?
I'm gonna waste you.
Ooh, that's tough sounding. That's the toughest you've ever sounded.
I'm gonna waste you.
What are you playing?
I'm a little embarrassed by it. We actually, when Jack read a page out of my journal, people found out what video game.
Why did you read a page out of his journal?
Because it was part of Ross' thoughts, and you were there.
Remember?
Oh, okay. Wow. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't apply stuff like that to my full-time memory.
I feel so much better.
That goes on a disc, and we put that on the shelf.
So much better. I feel so much better.
That doesn't go on the hard drive.
Yeah, that goes on a disc, a floppy disc.
Yeah. That goes on something. Look, that doesn't make it to the hard drive.
Was it Xenoblade?
It was Xenoblade.
It's Xenoblade?
Definitive Edition.
I don't even know what that is. What is Xenoblade?
He's not gonna.
It's about the story about the legendary sword the Monado that you can defeat the Mechon. Oh,
it's a story about a mixed race sword?
I mean, kind of.
You said Monado, and I made a joke. Tried so bad.
Yeah.
I tried so hard.
Don't do it again.
Oh, that's what you meant.
What is that?
I thought you understood the...
Did a flock of birds just fly into the studio? What
Sounded
was that?
like crickets.
I was sucking my teeth.
Oh, don't do that.
He confuses teeth sucking for birds. Don't
hear,
you know that?
Is that exactly what that sounded like?
It was.
I'm like...
No, that's not it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound much just like birds. That makes me sound dumb.
This is now 2 moments where I thought, uh-oh, we got to make plans.
Yeah, you do need to make plans. I'm telling you right now.
In a 5-minute window.
Listen, Phil, it's not going to last this... What?
I am worried.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm still playing video games, but late at night, and usually the time has definitely dwindled of this past week of how much time I'm playing video games.
You growing out of it, or you just don't have any time?
No, I just got it. I just been watching, honestly, a lot of NBA.
Right. I'm starting This Is Us tonight.
Oh, cool.
Or This Is... Hold on. Sorry.
No, you're right. It's the crying show.
No. I'm not watching.
It's the story of us.
It's not This Is Us. It's this. What is this? What is this show?
3 times in 6
Don't
minutes.
tell him. Keep going.
Hold on. I can get this. Hold on.
Give it a stab.
The Last of Us.
Yay!
The video game?
No. I'm watching watching first episode of the show tonight.
Okay.
I think you'll like the first episode.
Ross said the 3rd episode of the show, and I read this today in a number of publications. Apparently, the 3rd episode, the latest episode of this show, it has already been voted as being one of the top 5 TV episodes of all time.
Oh, really?
I think it's audience thing. That the story I read today, audience numbers were up 12% over last week.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty
I will
amazing.
say, though, I don't know if that 3rd episode's for you, big dog.
Why is that, player?
And I know listeners are laughing.
Why?
I can't tell you. Spoiler free.
Why?
Don't think that 3rd episode is for you, big dog.
Oh, you think it's a little too emotional for me, dog?
No.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Does it have colored people?
Easy, buddy. Easy. Are they gay? That's a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke.
Okay, very good.
Because I'm not going to answer any of... I'm not trying to give any spoiler out, but I will say this. at the end of the episode, my wife, who was feeling some type of way, just looked at me and went, "I love you so much." And it was like it was a moment. It was a moment. Watch it with Tori.
I don't watch TV with her.
Ooh.
No, I'll watch it with her. We're going to watch it tonight. She actually tried to get me to watch it last night. And I said, I heard it's so heavy. I don't want to watch it because it's so heavy. And you come home after doing a show all day and you sit there and the last thing you do is put on a show about people dying.
It's fictionally heavy.
I got it, but still that's heavy. That's the whole point. I mean, I'm not going to come home and something. Hey, baby, could you pop something in that's really heavy that really is affecting our life?
Yeah, it's called the news.
Right,
Jim.
exactly.
Yeah, well, like if I watched a movie, with a cancer patient, I might have a harder time with that. But you give me, essentially what would be considered into the zombie genre.
Right, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I got you.
But my God, that third episode.
Are you even the least bit interested in watching this show?
Oh, yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, watch it. Have you already seen the first?
I've seen the first two. I plan on watching the third one tonight.
Okay, very good. So I'll watch the first one tonight for sure. Can you watch it tonight, Deb?
This isn't what you do that's new.
I'm asking you a question. Can you watch it tonight so we can
I'll
talk
think
about it
about
tomorrow?
it.
Because I want to spoil it tomorrow for everybody.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, put it this way. News Junkie opened their show yesterday, and they referenced it, and I changed the channel.
You immediately changed the
did.
channel.
See, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody tries to be that guy. I think the monsters start off talking about something, and the next thing you know, you've gotten the entire script sent to you.
If there's a show,
you get excited about it when something's new and good. You just get excited about it,
Yeah, I'm. Everyone is right if they're saying Last of Us is a good, powerful show.
Yeah,
the acting is great, the casting
and
phenomenal.
The thing that's strange for me is Offerman, because he is specifically comedic. He's been known for comedy. That's kind of what I know him for. He's my daughter's favorite TV character ever from Parks and Rec. That's her favorite guy. She thinks he's the funniest person ever. And then in a drama role, does it work?
That third episode is the greatest thing he's ever done.
Oh, very good. All right, well, so I'll check it out tonight.
See, now I already know who's in it. Oh, man. Too much info.
Shut up.
The third episode
Too
is
much info.
his magnum opus.
All right, very good. All right, we have two lines open for last call, 407-916-1041. Grab one of those. We'll do that in a couple of seconds. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Jifu Jennings and Amanda Moser.
What a great Animal House today. If you didn't get a chance to hear it today, go watch the podcast. A really interesting animal and two of the best people that do it.
Yeah, exactly. And they brought along P.T. Cruiser, the prehensile-tailed skink. We also want to thank Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell and comedian Nikki Glaser. Don't forget, tickets still available for her show this Saturday, February 4th at Hard Rock Live.
I'd like to add, we also want to thank Sam Bowen, the moderator on our YouTube chat, because right now we're asking Sam to break out the video for Animal House so we have it isolated.
Oh, that'd
so
be
we
nice.
can
Yeah,
share
thanks,
that.
Sam. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Sam.
Twitter
Jim,
poll.
we did have a question at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter. If your adult kids live with you, do they pay you rent? Where did it come in?
I don't think many of them do. I'm going to say 19%.
47%.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow,
God
that's
bless them.
good.
God bless them. You charge them. I just got more. I just fell in love with the audience even more. Sons of bitches. Not the audience, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Ross is doing stand-up this week. I think he's going to be out in that Port Orange area again, out there crushing it.
Port Orange, Daytona. It is going down at First Turn is where I'm going to be.
Very nice.
It's in a really awesome restaurant that also has a beautiful place for performing. I'm really looking forward to it. That show is happening this Saturday. So if you're out in Daytona or if you're out in Port Orange this Saturday, I'm coming to you. It's going to be a blast. You can get your tickets off of the link in my bio on Instagram.
That's Ross Paget Comedy on all social media platforms. You guys ready?
Oh, ready.
Yeah. Here we go. Mike, last call.
Mike Buzzer Larson here. When I was younger, I learned the first rule of Fight Club was never talk about Fight Club. What's the first rule of Alzheimer's Club?
I don't know.
I can't remember, Jim. Catch on, give me the punt. I'm going to fight you.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that very much.
Still scares me.
Steve, last call.
I got to be honest, this may be a deep cut, but Ross, your 6 o'clock guest got me a lot of Jamie Tacos to keep stealing my line vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I don't know what you meant.
What was that?
The ghost of Abe, last call.
407 years ago. Oogity boogity.
Ryan, last call.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
Happy hump day, everybody.
Happy hump day, Ryan.
Happy hump day.
Thanks for calling, buddy. Appreciate that very much. Party Mom, take us home. Last call.
So, hey, Jimmy, when you heard the birds earlier, I heard them too. So Jack was doing a little sound bite back there. But, hey, we all smoke weed every day.
Thanks, Party Mom. Appreciate that very much. Guys, look, tomorrow we have coming up, Brendan O'Connor will be with us.
Colbert Court.
Colbert Court will be here as well. Plus, we'll have your calls, texts, and talkbacks, and 4 more keywords to try to get you $1,000. We are on a dry spell, so I need you guys to try extra hard.
Yeah.
Extra hard.
Yeah, play on multiple devices. Play on your phone, laptop, kids' computer.
That's
Your
right.
iPad.
Yeah.
Make sure you visit JimColbertLive.com for the breakout of all your favorite segments. I'm sure we'll have the Nikki Glaser interview up on the goods. We have Animal House up there as well, plus all the stuff, the entire show if you want to listen to it, plus all the shows we've done are right there at JimColbertLive.com. All right, back tomorrow. We're going to have a good time. We appreciate that very much. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.
And go put some hump in your day. Bye.